Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PGT time. PGT time. Tune in on PGT time. PGT time. Come join us on PGT time. PGT time. Join us on PGT time. PGT time. Yeah.
New tonight, the family of Jalen McKenzie, who was shot and killed by a Memphis police officer last year, is now suing the city of Memphis, the police chief, and several officers. Now, take a look here. This is McKenzie. Also have some body camera footage released by the district attorney's office of the incident. Now, the lawsuit claims McKenzie's Fourth Amendment rights were violated with the unauthorized stop of his vehicle, failure to intervene and prevent excessive force, and failure to provide medical care. It also alleges the police department failed to train its officers on the use of deadly force. The family is demanding a trial by jury, individual payment to McKenzie's mother, punitive damages, and court costs.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey y'all, it's your girl the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Oh, that's for all y'all out there. That's for every last one of y'all. Baby, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. My favorite. I say it again. My favorite edition of Peach Tea Time. All right? So give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry. Y'all know we laugh. And I had to tell my family to turn the TV down. Because I need all train of thought tonight, baby. Tonight, we ain't playing with y'all tonight. Shout out to that damn Memphis. Thank y'all for bringing me the story. Thank you, Memphis. Because if y'all wouldn't have did what y'all did, y'all wouldn't be up here tonight. But thank you. Because you know why? You know what? We finna clown y'all tonight. Memphis Police Department, how dare y'all? How dare y'all? But don't worry. Y'all, we are about to have a show. Okay? Have a show. Get all y'all pens, paper, everything together. Get it all together. Because I need y'all to write down some things tonight because we're gonna see what we can do. Because this cannot end like this. It just can't. And it's not going to. So let's go ahead and bring up my peoples. Y'all know it's hard to do this show without them. If I have to, I will. But it's hard. It's so hard. Cause PGT time is a movement now, y'all. It is a movement. And we are in it to win it. To make sure every last one of y'all out there watching get the awareness. Because that's all what it's about. Spreading the awareness and making sure that we tell these loved one stories. Okay? So let's go ahead and bring my friends up. I love
what they say, what the young ones say, clock it, clock it, clock it. She say it's a movement.
The doorbell's just going crazy right now.
Man, sound like a Jehovah Witness. Man, what you got to tell me? Just saying.
I'm not gonna laugh at that. After I get done,
I had to stop myself from saying something afterwards. So
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was going to be offensive. My bad. My bad.
It ain't offensive to me.
It's not. It's not. But it was funny. But I didn't want to add to it. So I get it on over.
Shout out to my Baptist pastor. I appreciate you so much for everything that you have done for our community.
Absolutely.
And for
Absolutely.
Let's give my church a round of applause.
Yeah. What we always say.
I don't even know.
Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Jesus. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Jesus. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Shout out to God. Shout out to God.
Most definitely.
All right, Jason, please go ahead and let loose, baby.
What's good with y'all, man? Welcome in, everybody. We glad that y'all are here with us today. But before we get going, man, I need to make sure that y'all do a couple things, some housekeeping rules, if I must say so. First and foremost, make sure that you like and share on all platforms, especially if you're over on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up and then also hit the bell notification so that way you don't miss any of the shows. Now, shout out to everybody that's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and more importantly, and most specifically, Roku TV. That's right. Yeah. Come on, Charlotte. She was about to say it with me. But please make sure that you guys are following on all other platforms. But more importantly, go ahead and download the Roku Roku app if you have a Roku enabled device and or television, and then download PGT Time. Just like how you would get Disney, Hulu, Paramount, you'll get PGT Time the exact same way. PGT Time, and that's time spelled with the Y, TYME. So that way, if you're at home and you're sitting back and watching on your luxurious 75, yeah, because Walmart just put them on sale. I mean, you get your good 75 for probably about $400-$500, and you can watch I'm telling you, right? And you can watch PGT Time while you relax in your comfort of your home, right? But also still make sure if you want to comment, which we do ask that you do, we'll be able to pull you up on any of those platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and specifically Facebook. All right. But now the better part of it, all of it is that you can go back and watch all of the previous shows. So we're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Some Saturdays or pop-up nights, but you'll be able to go back and watch every single one of those on the Roku app and or YouTube when you search PGT Time, and that's time spelled with the Y, TYME. All right.
Now, let me go ahead and throw this in there too, Jason. It is so good to watch the live because you just never know what I'm going to happen. Put out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the music. Because I don't too much cut out the videos as far as the families and stuff like that. The way it is the way it is unless they contact me and say, can you please take it out? But as far as the music that we play on Mondays and sometimes on Fridays, make sure you guys are live because you just would never, ever know. And share the video. That's what I'm over here doing right now.
Yeah, definitely share the video.
Okay?
That's free. That's free to do.
That's free. Exactly. Free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sharing right now to the group called Memphis Jukin. So all them Memphis folks out there that's juking, they finna juke right onto this shit tonight. Explicit language. Explicit language. And also allegedly, but we got the family up here. We got the mama up here, baby. So we ain't gonna say what's allegedly tonight. We just have to say allegedly, okay? Because the mama she gonna say what she knows and what she's able to say, okay? So again, this story right here is very, very hard for me. My heart goes out to each family on Peach Tea Time that lost a loved one. My heart goes out to each family that has lost a child on Peach Tea Time. And my heart just sinks. Let me repeat that. My heart, I sound like the pastor. Let me repeat that. My heart.
Y'all didn't hear me tonight.
You know, my heart sinks when we have a family to come on here to Peachy Tea Time. Now, I want to stress this. My heart goes out to every family that comes on here. I be sad about every last one of y'all. I promise y'all I do. But it's something about when you have a mother and a father, or just a mother or just a father that has came on the Peachy Tea Time and has lost their only child. Their only child. That hurts. It's just something about that, Jason, that just like I don't know. Right. It hits so different.
Yeah, that's a different pain. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is one of those stories. A new one to Peach Tea Time where a mother has lost her own child to the police in a whole nother state from where they live at. So, with that being said, y'all, we got a lot to watch tonight. This might be the show that has the most clips for when we have a family on, because of the fact that this was done by the police officers. So we can't come half-stepping. We got to run it all down to y'all. If you want to know more about this story, because there's so much out there that we can't cover it all in one night. So if you would like to know more, all you have to do is type in Jaylin, Jaylin, McKenzie. Type it in on YouTube. You can put Jaylin McKenzie killed in Memphis or by Memphis police officers. That's all you got to do. And so much will pop up. So much. So, again, thank y'all for coming out here. I thank Ashley so much for trusting us with her son's story, her only child. Not just her only son, her only child story. So we are about to go ahead and bring her up, baby. We about to bring up the mama. Oh, yeah. Go. What is that? They do this? That's what it is?
They say clock it.
Clock it. Here she go. Let me give her a doorbell. Charlotte, you on mute. I hit the mute button for you. Sorry. But let's give Ashley the doorbell. Who is it? Hey, Ashley.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. You are on mute, darling. Unfortunately, I can't unmute you. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, here we
There
go.
you go.
I am way too goofy to be on y'all's live because y'all have me rolling. I'm over here trying to keep my face straight and everything. I've already had a tough time even getting on here today, and y'all got me rolling. So we clocking. Is that what we doing?
We clocking. We clocking.
Okay.
And we gonna stamp some shit too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really out of date. Clocking this. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, brother. It's okay. It's okay. You right up there with me. I learned this from everybody that come on the show.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Now, I didn't tell everybody. I didn't tell nobody. The only people that know this is me, you, Black Lives Matter, Atlanta grassroots, and the young lady, Angela that came with me when I met you for the very
Okay.
first
Okay.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's crazy because both of us was being honored that day. We were
Yes.
the only two that got honored by Black Lives Matter Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
baby.
Heck
I ain't even
yeah.
tell my co-host. I ain't even tell the
Okay.
girl
Okay.
Yes.
but
Clock it or whatever. Okay.
yeah, we clicking,
Okay.
Girl, we got us some wine. We got
We
us some
did.
Estella Rose.
Yes. Yes. I mean that box was amazing. It was so
What?
beautiful. Yeah,
Yes,
I was like a kid. I was in the box before I left the parking lot, girl.
baby. We had strawberries, chocolate covered
We
strawberries.
did. We
That was
did.
so
Yes.
beautiful, beautifully made.
Yes. Yes.
but
Orange juice so we can make a drink with our wine.
yes,
Yes,
they
they
sure
left
did.
nothing unturned.
They sure did not. It
Yeah.
was amazing, and I thank you. I can't even get it out. Dang. Black Lives Matter, Atlanta grassroots. Thank you so much
Yes.
on behalf of Miss Peachy and Peachy Tea Time, and also go ahead, Ashley. I'll
Ashley.
say your thank
Just
you,
I ain't
girl.
got nothing else going on but just Ashley, Jalen's mom.
But girl, so yeah, that's how I met you. Um, we saw each other when we was leaving, and I told her, I said, I gotta have you on my show. I would love to have you. And she said, okay, girl, I come. So that's how we got here today on Peace
Yes.
Time. But of course, it's all because of a tragedy that occurred um, with Memphis Police Department.
Right.
Now, I want to make it clear for everybody out there that is watching. Um, you guys live here in Georgia. It happened in Memphis. So
Mm-hmm.
that's very important that y'all understand that. Okay? So they lived here in Georgia.
We're
He
born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh boy, I said I didn't know you was born and
Born and raised. Yep. All in Georgia.
raised.
Georgia. Peaches, ATL, however you want to how you want to put it.
Yes.
Yeah. We're from
Yes.
here.
All right. But he was trying to your son, he was trying to go to Memphis to see about if he was gonna be living there.
So Jalen has family in Memphis.
Okay, so he has family in Memphis.
Yeah, so his dad's side, I'm from Atlanta. His dad's side is from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
And so how we met was his dad came down to Atlanta, and then we linked up or whatever, and then he ended up going back to Memphis when Jalen was probably around like 6 months, I would
Okay.
say, and so he's been there since then. So that's where he's from, Memphis.
Okay, okay. So now that we
Hmm.
got that out the way, I really wanted y'all to understand that because if you look at the flyer says Georgia, but it says Georgia because that's where she is from. That's where Jalen is from. But
Hmm.
again, it happened in Memphis. So that's why all these hashtag Memphis, Memphis stand up, and Memphis we on your ass. That's why you see all of that. Okay, that's why. But please, Ashley, let's start from the beginning, baby.
Okay,
Tell
what you want
us
to know?
about Jalen,
Woo,
little old Jalen.
Jalen and I are totally different. Jalen is, I would say that I could be bubbly when you make me be bubbly, sociable. Jalen was a sociable person, but yet still quiet in his own little way. He was into music, and that's what he was striving to do. He was in college. He was doing marketing initially, and then he went into wanted to do business administration because he wanted to do the business side of music as well as producing and all that other stuff, rapping. He want to do it all. You can't tell Jalen, oh no, you got to stay right here, focus on this, because I was like, just do the producing and make the money. That's in my brain. Like, ain't no money in rapping. That's the first. When he came to me, that's the first thing that came to my head. And he was like, no, Mom, I want to do everything. And I'm like, okay, here we go with this. So, and that's when he was probably like 13. And at this time, we were staying downtown Atlanta. And I was buying all this music equipment for him because I'm like, this is what he want to do. He's serious, so we're gonna have to learn how to do beats. And so we in there just trying to figure it out. And I'm not tech savvy, so you can only imagine what I was looking like trying to figure this stuff out with him. I'm like, okay, where's the instruction book? we but he was young, so he was able to pick it up. And Jalen's always been one that can listen to music and play it back. And so my mom and them, they're kind of musically inclined. His dad's side, they're musically inclined. So it's just his gift. It was just what he had. And he was a really holistic type child. He would be like, Ma, you gotta take black seed oil. You gotta go outside and get some vitamin D for your third eye. And I'm just like, what third eye are we talking about? Like I wasn't there on that spiritual journey as fast as he got on it. So he would do meditation, yoga. He loved boxing. He had crystals and candles and just really a really woke person. Like I found one of his journals and he was talking about Area 51. And I'm like, what the hell is this boy talking about? And so like he was just really into like being woke and learning what's going on around him. And he would actually, I remember one time he visited his father and they said, they were like, Jalen glowing. And I'm like, what you mean he glowing? What type of weird shit y'all got going on in Memphis? Like what's going on? And so he had went on like a vegan diet where he wasn't doing any no cheese, no none of that. So he would do that from time to time, where it's like his little detox where he's cleaning his system so he can think. And then I remember one day he called me and he was like, Mom, there's a light around me. And I'm just like, dude, go eat some meat. Like, I don't have time for this shit today. Like, I wasn't really there yet, so I didn't get it. But I am grateful for him because now I'm on my own spiritual journey. And I'm like, it's funny because it's like, dang, my son was able to teach me something before he left. So that was really it's a good feeling. I gained so much patience from that. I remember I would be all eavesdropping. See, we was kind of close in age. I had him at 17. And so we was cool. We kicked it. So I'd be eavesdropping in this conversation and then mama part to come out and I'd be like, Jay, that ain't right. And he'll be like, Ma, you don't got a curse. And I'm like, damn, why you gotta be so damn good? Like, leave me alone, curves. So yeah, that's the type of child. He was I've had plenty of people send me things saying how mannerable he was, how he opened up doors for women and I had one lady say he bought her baby diapers. Like these are things that would just come to my social media messages of things that Jalen did when they found out that he passed, and it was just like he bought your baby diapers. Why? But yeah, so he was just that type of person. He would give you his last. You could always talk to him about whatever. He was just a real calm, cool kid.
So how was Jalen in school? Like
Okay,
and
so
academics.
academically, his mom is a crazy person, so you can't bring bad grades. Like I don't comprehend that. So
Yeah.
I probably stressed him out for the first couple of years of school. But I know as he got older, the grades weren't that great because he wasn't really into school. He never really cared for school. School was just my thing. And I guess it was me trying to say, hey, let's beat the stereotype that we still end up falling into, young black men being killed, by the police or whatever. That was just my thing of saying, hey, no, let's be different. Let's, so work hard, get the grades. You're smart enough to do it. So he has trophies from being on president's list, honor roll. He won science fairs, math fairs, just all type of stuff. He has lots of awards. He even did sports at one time, and then we realized he didn't really want to do football and basketball. We've tried everything. Like I was one that say you don't say no until you try it. Yes. And then once you try it, if you don't like it, okay, I'm cool. At least we tried it out, So I wanted to make sure that he got everything he needed. He never wanted anything. So he had all the resources. He went to one of the top schools in Atlanta. He went to Grady, was Midtown now.
But
So
Midtown.
yeah, he wasn't just out there like that. Like we made sure that he was put in a certain environment, because I wanted to make sure that he didn't see some of the things I saw growing up.
Now, Charlotte, you born and raised here in Georgia too, right?
Mm-hmm.
A
Yes.
counselor lady, born and raised here in Georgia.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah. So, what are okay? So when you see what happened, okay, we're gonna just go straight into it. When you see what happened to your son, a lot of people, if they don't hear from you, if they don't talk to you, if they don't even just know him, if they are on the outside looking in and they see this video, they're going to think, okay, Jalen was a bad guy. He was out into these streets. He was with other guys. So what was going on? They're going to wonder this. So that's why we always go in to this show with tell us about your loved one. Tell us, some of your fondest memories, things like that. Now, you said he did good in school. Like, all that was great. Was there any problems as far as with other kids in the neighborhood? Was he hanging around with the wrong crowd?
Well, I
Like,
can't
did
say
you
what he
start
did in
noticing anything?
Memphis, because I wasn't there.
Okay,
So
so
that's
how
what that's
often
so
was he
that's
going
one of
to
the things I
Memphis?
always say is he was 20. He was a young man. He wasn't doing nothing no more than any other 20-year-old would do. We didn't allow him to go outside that much. Honestly, I didn't. He was really a sheltered child. Just because I was like, he never got to spend the night over people's houses because I was worried about people touching on my kid. I'm
Girl,
funny
you
like
sound
that.
like me.
So I'm like, if you gonna have company, they welcome over here, but you can't go over there. And then I had to know you for a very long time to even feel that comfortable, and it still didn't happen. Jalen didn't go to nobody but my mama house and my brother house. So he was a really shelter child. He played, if he did play in the like in our community, he had to be in by a certain time. But Jalen was really in the house. He wanted to do music, so he wasn't really out there like that. Um, he didn't really go to like a lot of games. Like I didn't have to worry about saying, oh, you have a curfew at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock too many times because he was already in the house. He
Okay.
didn't even want to go to prom.
Mm.
Like he was just really into to what he wanted to do, and he's just always been like that, kind of just in his own zone. We watch movies. He cook. He got mad if he ate too many noodle packs. Like I got a video of him saying, "Mama, can we go across the street and get some chicken wings?" I'm like, "Go fix you some noodles. It ain't time to eat dinner yet." "Mama, I don't want to eat that." And I'm like, "No, go do that, or eat some cereal." And he was like, "But my cereal's for breakfast." I'm like, "You are spoiled." Like who didn't eat cereal watching TV? I know I did, and it was
I
good.
did too. I did too.
Still do. Still do.
I'm
To this
saying,
day.
so it was like he was just being his own zone. Like he just chilled. And then even as he got older and he was doing like he'll go to different places and do like amateur nights for rapping and stuff, I'm calling and saying, "Where are you?" You know what I'm saying? I've even went to see him perform. Like the very first time, because I'm like, I need to know where you going. I need to know who you with. I need to, I just need to know everything. And he used to get mad about that. And what's so scary to me is probably his thoughts of, those last thoughts that he had. And he's probably like, this is why my mama probably was always in my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if something happened, she always knows where I am. And I always tell him, I used to make him take pictures every day. So you'll see from when he was little and the pictures were cute and he may smile a little bit to when he got older and he like, if this heifer take one more picture, I'm going to So you'll see the moods change in his pictures because he was so sick of me taking pictures. But I always told him, I'm like, if something happens to you today, you walk out my door, go to school, you don't come back. At least I could tell him what you had on.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I was one of those really, and I still am. If anybody follows me, they know I am very obsessed with my son. Like there is nothing I won't do for him. While he was alive and while he's in the spirit realm, I'm gonna go all the way for him. And so I was just one that was always obsessed. Like I wanted to protect him at all times because I know things happen. I remember watching Lifetime movies growing up, and they just never ended well. And so I just got like all this traumatic stuff in my head, and I'm like, I'm trying to protect my baby at all costs. He's the only one I have. He's the only one I want. Why no more? So yeah, he was a good kid.
Girl, I feel like I'm sitting here listening to myself. Like people don't understand when I tell them, because I'm 30, I'm 46 years old. I had my first child when I was 35 years old that I birthed. 35 years old. Then my daughter came and my son, who is no longer with us, Tristan, they came when I was 38 years old.
Mhm.
So people don't understand why I say my kids only go to my mama house and spend the night, my mother-in-law house and spend the night, and they spend the night at home. That's it. It got to be an emergency
Mm-hmm.
for them to spend the night at one of my friends' house, and they only stayed one time, maybe twice.
Yeah, it's too much going
And it's
on.
because of fear of just too much going on. I have heard people say I'm gonna mess my kids up by keeping them at home. I say to hell with y'all. My kids gonna be
I've
just
heard
fine.
that too.
She said I heard that too. I'm like, my kids be just fine. It's okay. I promise y'all it's okay. But so I get what you're saying. I promise you I get everything that you're saying. Jason, is there anything you and Charlotte want to say before we start dig down deep into this story?
No, man.
Why are you laughing?
Because the crazy part is I used to be that parent. I mean, I'm just like,
It's like whatever now. How many kids you have?
I have 3 girls.
Well, that's why, because you got 3 of them. It's only like that for the first couple. After you get to 3, you like bumpy. Y'all go off. I mean, it is what it is.
But then
Take one,
you got to take them all.
So here's the thing. I didn't set in that small space and been told when to eat, when to go outside, and I can do that for the rest of my life if they push me to go have to burn this earth. So I let people keep that in mind too. Like, you hear me? Let one of them come back to me saying something sideways. Y'all gonna There's a collect call.
Boys, listen. I hope y'all little boys.
There's a collect call from Hastings Correctional Facility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey sis, what's good out there? You know what I'm saying?
You got to do the Wednesday show. I can hear him.
You might have to call Charlotte sometimes, but I don't think we can keep accepting collect calls.
Just go put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
This is my ass. Explicit language.
It is.
That's it. Well, they got cell phones in there now, so we might be okay.
Oh, we good.
Yeah, they do. You ain't supposed to have one,
to.
but they got them. They like
got 'em.
They like $2,000.
That part.
Who
I'm on
got that type
TikTok.
of money for a phone? You better do something else. You better figure it out.
Figure it out.
Go figure it out, because I ain't got 2 for you no phone. I don't want to talk to you that bad, and I'm not gonna do collect calls. So
Exactly.
I can't afford it. No, I'm trying to live out here. You worried about a honey bun and some other shit? I can't do it. I just can't. I just can't. No.
Now, Ashley, before we get into everything, the gist of everything, how everything happened, which we are about to, I want to show you a picture, okay? And when you see this picture, I just want to know the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
When you see this picture. Here we go.
Oh, this is one of my favorite pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, he was so cute here. And that outfit there, y'all, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about that outfit. So it's the Tommy Hilfiger outfit, and I got it out the girls section. I was new to motherhood. So I was like, "Ooh, that's cute. I'm finna put my baby on some white Jordans, and we finna put this little cute little hat on there." And then somebody said, "Ashley, is that a girl outfit?" And I'm like, "No, it's a boy outfit." And then they was like, "No, look at the bib." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I put my baby on a on a girl
You
outfit.
can't tell right there. It's too.
Yeah, so
You
this is
cannot.
one of my
It is so cute.
favorites.
He is so adorable on
Yeah,
that
he was
picture,
a little
baby.
drooler there. He stayed drooling. Oh my god, a little drooly, wet mouth baby.
All right, y'all. We are about to get started with this story. I want to start off by asking, how often did Jalen go to Memphis
This
to
was his.
visit?
It was only his third trip.
This was his third trip. From what age until? Because he was murdered at what age?
20.
20. And over here at
So
time we
he
call it like
didn't get to go. He only visited one time when he was younger.
okay.
I went when I was pregnant with him out there for Thanksgiving one year to meet, um, the family or whatever.
Mhm.
Didn't go back out there for a while. Then one of his cousins, older cousins, more mature cousins who I trusted, took Jalen out there when he was little, and because they lived in Atlanta and they were going down there to visit, and so they took him. But yeah, this was his third trip from, I'll say maybe 18 to 20. I think he was pretty much taking a trip at least once a year.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so he can get to know his brothers because he got a lot of siblings out there. He don't got none in Atlanta, but so his whole all his siblings is out that way. He has step siblings in Atlanta, but as far as biological, they're all out there. So he has, oh Jesus, let me count them. One, two, three, four, five. He has like five brothers and one sister. And
Okay.
the sister has the same birthday as me. So I said she's gonna be
Oh wow.
amazing. Yeah, she's gonna be dope as shit. Like she's gonna be
Exactly.
okay.
Now, did you approve of him going to live in Memphis? Because he
So
was thinking
he
about going to go and stay.
yeah, it was a possibility that he would stay in Memphis. It wasn't a for sure thing. He actually was coming home for Christmas, so that decision of staying didn't last.
Okay.
Um and I'm probably part of the problem on why he probably would have stayed if mama wasn't like kind of psycho on that little part. Because I'm like, I can't. So we've been attached for so long that I'm like, bruh, you gonna leave me out here by myself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna have nobody. And he was like, Mom, you married, you got a husband. I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I, I want my baby, because we are like, we talk about everything. We did everything together. Like, I mean, I would make him go on, like, when I want to go shopping, he'd be like, he don't really want to go, but I'll make him go with me so I have a partner. So like, yeah, so it was just we had like shopping trips to Ingles the salad bar, and get a salad together.
Oh,
Those are the type of things that we just did. We would walk together. I remember we went to a lake and just sat there at the lake and watched the water. So we did a lot together.
and I can tell, um, because when I asked Ashley to send me pictures, now she was supposed to been sent the pictures,
Yeah.
but she didn't. So I had to go and steal them. Yeah, I stole. I sure did. I stole them
Okay.
off her Facebook page. So I texted her today, and I'm like, "Girl, today, not yesterday, today." And I said, Ashley, you forgot to send me the pictures. I said, but don't worry, I stole something off your Facebook page, so don't even worry about it. She was like, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Then all of a sudden, beep, 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 beep. I bet she just kept sending picture after picture after picture after picture. But the thing that I noticed about the pictures was that majority of the people that send pictures, I always tell them, and Ashley knew this as well, because she get the same thing that everybody else get, to send solo pictures, send pictures with family, and send pictures with friends.
One too many
Baby,
solo.
baby, when I tell you majority of all them pictures was Ashley and Jalen. Was Ashley and Jalen.
Yeah.
And all I could think to myself was, they had a bond.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
extremely
he almost
close.
killed me having him. I literally almost went blind.
Wow.
Having him, I almost died having him. So I'm just like, bruh, you can't leave me. I can't leave you. We stuck. You almost took me up out of here. You know how like being 17 and you're pregnant, I'm still a child.
Exactly.
And losing my eyesight, couldn't see. I freaked out, y'all. I freaked out. I'm like holding the wall, like, no, this shit's not really happening. And so called my mom and was like, well, we're gonna go to the hospital. They said, oh, you finna have that baby today. And I said, so you gonna come out? And they was like, no, we ain't cutting them out. I said, well, where he coming from?
The same way you got in there.
Look, Charlotte couldn't wait to say something on that.
And yep, they went on. And I had Jalen, and we have been together, stuck like glue forever. I'm talking about I worked at daycares. I tried to send him to one daycare. It didn't work out. My baby cried. I'm like, oh, I'm not leaving him with him. He don't like her. She got a mustache, So I'm like, I'm not leaving him with her. So so I was one of those, like, my baby crying, I'm not leaving him. So I went and I started working at daycares so that he could be in my class.
Wow. I don't blame you. Forget that. I don't blame you. Don't tell nobody. But I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But y'all, we are about to go ahead and dive into this story. We're going to start off with the first clip. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what happened the day that you found out. We're going to talk about that morning, how everything was going. Okay? Because Jalen he was in Memphis, but his residence was with you in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Fighting for answers after a 20-year-old Atlanta native, Jalen McKenzie, was shot by a Memphis police officer. In the 3 months since the shooting, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has released very few details. I spoke with McKenzie's mother, Ashley, who shares her grief and frustration with MPD and the TBI.
A traffic stop should not turn dead.
For months now, Ashley McKenzie Smith says questions about the death of her only son have gone unanswered. 20-year-old Jalen McKenzie of Atlanta was visiting family in Memphis back in December. Ashley says she spoke to her son hours before he was expected to head back home December 16th. But on December 17th, Ashley got the call no mother wants to hear.
My brain was all over the place, I'm thinking maybe I got to go bail him out or something. Not thinking that car was going to be that he was deceased.
According to the TBI, shortly before midnight, Memphis police attempted to make a traffic stop near American Way, but the driver drove off, ending up near Cochise Avenue. Their report says 3 people ran away in different directions. TBI also says an officer and one subject exchanged gunfire, resulting in the death of the individual. She tells us 2 of her requests for police body camera footage were ignored.
They haven't told us anything. Anything that we know about the story, we have Googled it. So, like, them saying that the car was suspicious, we got that from Google. It was a white Infiniti. We got that from Google.
Her lawyer, Andre Wharton, requested body camera footage from the city. It was denied. Ashley says the lack of transparency has been frustrating and leaves her concerned for others.
And I'm not the first mother. It's other mothers that have had issues with traffic stops. If Memphis Police and TBI would have answered to all the knocks that we have knocked on their doors, all the calls, I do not think Tyree would be deceased today.
Well, we did speak with family attorney Andre Wharton, who says while they have not received any new information, he's leaving no stones unturned on behalf of the family and hopes to meet with the district attorney.
Now, when you said Tyree, you was talking about Tyree Nichols,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jalen died
I had
2
to
weeks
watch that a
before
few
then.
times. Look, I had to watch it. I said, "Is Jalen nicknamed Tyree?" I'm like, no, they could not have gotten Tyree out of Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen passed 2 weeks before Tyree. So what I was saying was, if they would have taken Jalen's situation seriously and not try to do all these little cover up things, it's a possibility that would have happened to Tyree, or may not have been as bad. So that's what I was speaking on there. But because they pretty much covered up Jalen and hid Jalen, nobody knew about him. Then
And this was
unfortunately,
2 weeks
Tyree.
before Tyree?
Yep. So
Okay.
Jalen died December. His incident was December 16th, 2022. Jalen was buried January 6th, 2023. And Tyree Nichols was pronounced deceased on January 7th, I think. Somewhere up in there. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, I want to make sure I say this too because I don't want to forget it.
Mhm.
And man, you talked about it earlier today. I did cover this on PGT time as far because I cover a lot about Memphis on PGT time. But one of the things that I covered was the Scorpion unit. So I'll ask you earlier today, so I'm gonna ask you again. Was it the Scorpion unit that murdered Jalen, or you're not aware of that? If it wasn't that,
We are unsure. So the only officer that we initially knew about, they wouldn't even release. We didn't know who the officer. I should say it like this. We didn't know who the shooter was because there are multiple officers in Jalen's case. But we didn't know who the shooter was until around July 4th of 2023. So that tells you how long we knew before we knew anything. And then that
so
was
he was
like
killed
pulling
when?
teeth. Huh?
He was killed when?
December 16th, 2022. So you see how many months that went by before we even knew an officer's name. And that was like pulling teeth to even get that officer. Then we had a hard time trying to get the personnel files. And there are one, two, three, four, five officers that are like immediately in Jalen's case, but there are other
Yep.
officers that were on the scene as well. But there are five that are actually being spoken of, and we only have one personnel file. So we don't know if they're Scorpion units or not, honestly.
Okay.
So in all this time, you still only know of one person that was actually involved?
We know the officers' names, but we don't have their personnel files. So we don't know if they have any prior histories of anything, or any type of complaints against them. We don't know any of those things. We
So
don't
have
know
you
if
gone?
they go ahead.
I'm sorry. So have you
No.
gone to trial and requested that information? Like, have you all had like? Because that's strange that they wouldn't really, especially at this point. Because we're in 2025.
Unfortunately, y'all, it's how that shit goes when it comes to
Okay.
police brutality. I used to think that our case was so different from the rest. But
Mhm.
when the more and more that I work with other families, all of these cases are starting to sound the same. So the whole autopsies, not getting like when I buried Jalen, I couldn't even tell you where he got shot at. We didn't know. So we buried him not knowing how many gunshot wounds he had, not knowing where he was shot at. We was even denied the right to even be able to identify him in Memphis. He didn't get identified until I had to say, hey, to the funeral home, look, I don't care, go get my kid. Bring him back here. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know if it's him or not, but I would take that chance that it's possibly him. You know what I'm saying? They leave him in Memphis and it's a whole bunch of mess going on. I don't want
Okay.
him there no more.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back to the day that this occurred.
Mm-hmm.
You was here in Georgia. It happened in Memphis. Who did you get a phone call from?
So I got a call from an investigator from Tennessee. So Jalen had his ID on them, so they were able to find me. Able to find who I was. I just still, I mean, to me, even though he had ID, I wanted somebody to identify him. You know what I'm saying? Put their eyes on him to know whether or not for sure it was him.
Exactly.
Because I was still in disbelief that this could even happen to him. How the hell did this even happen? So I got a telephone call that Saturday morning. I missed the call and I ended up waking up and I'm like, who's calling me from 901? Because my son, I pay for my son's phone. We on the same plan. So who could be calling me? So I called the number back and I say, hey, I got a missed call from this number. They say who they are. And they say, are you Jalen McKenzie's mother? Or no, they say, are you kin to Jalen McKenzie? Or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm his mother. Why? And he was involved in he was in a police involved shooting, and that was it.
Now, when did you hear from Jalen? When
I
was the
spoke to
last
Jalen.
time?
I spoke to Jalen 2 hours before he died.
2 hours.
2 hours before he died, I had texted him. We had called. I even sent him his bus ticket for a megabus to come back home.
And when was he supposed to come back home?
So he was going to come back the following Friday. So he was 1 week away from coming back home, which was right before Christmas.
So when they called you and they said that he was involved, did anyone inform you at that point that he was dead?
No, they just said no. They did say yes. They did. They said he was in a. It was a police involved shooting and he's deceased. That is what they said over the phone.
No sorries. No, I'm sorry
no, they
to
didn't say no
inform
sorry,
you.
none of that. No type of empathy, no nothing. It was just straight like that. And then I'm like, well, when can I come to Memphis? So I get told it's no need to come to Memphis because it ain't nothing they gonna do with his body right away. So I'm like, but I still need to identify him. And before,
Wait.
yeah.
There's no need for you to come. You call me and tell me my son is dead, and there's no need for me to
Because there's
come.
nothing that they can do. It's nothing that I can do right now because it's still under investigation and they will call me when it's time. So I said, well, when would that
Oh,
be? I said, when would that be? And they said, oh, it'll be Friday. So I called a dad and I'm like, what the fuck happened to my kid? Excuse my language. Like, what's going on? Like, what's up? Called the brother's mom and I'm asking them, like, do y'all know what's going on?
Let's not slide past that. You called the dad.
I did.
Because no matter what, if he's not in your custody and he's down there with dad in Memphis, where dad lives at, where dad resides, and you call dad and tell dad, because dad should have been calling you.
No, nobody knew.
So please,
but they didn't inform him. Yeah,
nobody knew.
So when you called him, what was said? What did he say?
He was in shock too. So everybody's trying to get to where it's going on because nobody knew of anything. Jalen's brother was actually with him. So I called the mom and I'm like, well, where is, the boy, her son? And she said, I don't know. I said, well, where? I said, well, Jalen's dead. So you may want to get out and go look for him.
So wait a minute. What time was this?
Look, we got so many questions.
Yeah,
so hold on. Let me say this, Charlotte. Hold on. So when they called you and told you that Jalen was dead, by the time you hung up with them, you believed that Jalen was dead at that point.
No, I wasn't. That's why I wanted somebody to go see. I needed somebody to go see what the hell was going on because I called Jalen's phone. He ain't picking up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm panicking and I'm having a whole anxiety attack. My husband got to call 911 because I can't breathe no more. I'm like yelling, call my brother because me and my brother are really good. We're really, really close. And so at this point, nobody knows what the hell is going on. Now everybody's turning into the news channels in Memphis to see what's going on because they ain't telling us nothing.
And what time did they call you?
They called me like at 6 that morning.
And you called them back at what time?
Right, I called them probably 2 or 3 minutes after.
So what time was it that they pronounced him dead at the scene?
So they actually pronounced him dead December 17th at 12 something. But Jalen took his life. If you look at his video, you see Jalen's hands drop. He had his hands behind his head and you can see him taking his last breath and his hands drop. I said that was his last breath. That would have been 12/16. So they probably would have pronounced him 12/16 if the medical examiner and all them folks would have got there on time. Everybody took their precious little time out there. Like no aid was rendered to my son. Some other officers had to come and render aid to my baby. So he was gone at 12/16. I saw my baby take his first breath. I saw my baby take his last breath.
And we are going to see that video tonight, just as well. I have asked Ashley more than once. Is it okay if we play these videos? She's all for it. She said she's seen them a million times. And baby, when I tell you, I understand. why she's seen him a million times. I promise you I understand. So let's get into another clip. And before we get into the body cam footage, we're going to get into another clip. Here we go.
Shelby County District Attorney General's office released video from a deadly shooting involving a Memphis police officer from last year. This shooting happened December 16th, 2022. 21-year-old Jalen McKenzie was killed. The TBI says the driver in a traffic stop took off from police and ended up in the 4700 block of Cochise Avenue. You're about to see one video of this incident released by the DA's office this afternoon showing a foot chase on Cochise. Now, we want to warn you, the video may be difficult to watch and hear.
Get him, boy. Man, get him. Grab that.
So TBI officials say officers chased McKenzie and exchanged gunfire with him. McKenzie was killed. The TBI investigation is incomplete at this time. Full video of this incident can be found, though, on our website.
The family of a man killed by Memphis police after a traffic stop last December say police are not telling the whole story, despite recently released body cam video. Jalen McKenzie's mother says she was blindsided by release of the video showing the traffic stop that killed the 20-year-old. Ashley McKenzie Smith says the video released to the public last Tuesday was a different version than what she saw last week. Tonight, she sat down with our Stephen Pimpo, and Stephen, I understand she has more questions after seeing the video.
Richard, that's correct. Jalen McKenzie's mother, Ashley, says the video she saw was maybe 30 to 40% of the footage released to the public. She says she is still in the dark and hasn't heard anything from officials, as she's still asking why her son had to die that night.
I saw him laying on the ground. His hands were up, and then you would see them drop. You see his hands drop, like he was taking his last breaths.
Violated and disturbed. That's how Ashley McKenzie Smith is left feeling after seeing body camera footage of the night a Memphis police officer shot and killed her son, Jalen. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office released redacted footage from the deadly traffic stop to the public this week. But Ashley says there are key details that are missing. First, at no point in the video do we see the moment Jalen shoots at the MPD officers.
You hear those gunshots. They're from one gun. You can hear that they all are in sequence. If Jalen had shot, there should have been 2 sets of shots and they would have sounded differently.
According to the medical examiner's report Ashley gave me, Jalen was shot 5 times, including one that hit near the back of his knee.
That will be inconclusive with him running. You shooting at him while he's running away from you.
Because the footage is heavily edited, Ashley also has doubts about the gun that police are shown pulling out from under Jalen.
To me, from what the video footage is looking like, it's looking like the gun was placed there.
Ashley also showed us MPD Internal Affairs documents stating that Officer Dorm shot at Jalen in self-defense and forgot to turn his body camera on.
Him not having on his body footage is very disturbing.
With so many missing pieces, Ashley can't understand why she continues to get 0 answers from MPD or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
We know nothing. We're not being told anything.
We've reached out to the Shelby County District Attorney's Office for comment on Ashley's accusations, but have not received a response at this time. She and others are holding a rally Saturday in Jalen's honor, beginning at 2 p.m., which ends at the Memphis Police Station downtown. Richard.
Ashley, I want to say this. This is a side note.
Mm-hmm.
This is a side note. When I tell you, baby, I can tell you ain't got that nan drop of makeup on these videos, but you are absolutely gorgeous, baby.
Thank you.
Let me give you a round of applause that you ain't got to hurry up and put no makeup on, lashes on, lipstick, gloss, all that, just to get in front of these damn cameras. Out your goddamn self.
Thank you, because I'm looking at the video like, girl, you look old like a fool.
No, you do not. I mean, girl, you got the curls and the hair going. But I said, oh my gosh, she is so pretty. And I
Thank
meant to say
you.
that when we played the first video, because when I've been looking at the videos, putting them together and everything, I literally been sitting here like, this is what you call natural beauty. So
Thank you.
I
Oh
got
my
to stand
goodness.
right
Y'all
here.
got me blushing over here. Don't do
Yeah,
that
it's
now.
okay, girl.
You
It's
gonna have
okay.
me stepping out tomorrow. We can't start a weekend.
Because I'm right next to you. I'm right next to you. Natural beauty, whether I got the makeup on or not. Just natural beauty.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Now, this story is different from a lot of stories on PG Time because it's the police, the ones that's supposed to be here to protect us. And that wasn't the case. Now, did your son that you are aware of, okay? And if you can answer it, you can. If you can't, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure a lot of people is out there wondering, did your son have a gun? Was he out here doing wrong that particular night?
I can't say. Again,
Okay.
I'm in Atlanta. And you know, of course that is definitely a question I always get. And it's one of the hardest questions, as simple as it seems to be, because when I spoke to him, he was in the house. And then they got that telephone call. Jalen died with a TV remote in his pocket. And so I'm one of those type of people. Like, I'm a realist. If you watch me and you see me, you hear me talk, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to cover up anything. If Jalen did something wrong, I'll say what Jalen did wrong. If the police officer did something, I'm one of them type of mamas. Like, you, I'm just not. I don't have too much time for all that. And so I really can't say what Jalen. I can only go by what the brother said that happened that night, as far as he knows. I can tell you the items that Jalen had in his possession, like a TV remote. Who's gonna do a crime with a TV remote? Who's leaving the house with a TV remote to go commit a crime?
Exactly.
So what did the brother
Well, also,
say?
Oh, look, all of us got a question.
well, no, too. I just want to make clarity to your question, though, Peachy. Like, and it's not a crime to carry,
No,
or do wrong to carry. So you phrase that question in a way of like, even if he did have a gun, that it was wrong for him to have it. In the state of Tennessee, you can carry without a permit. It's just like Georgia. Like, you can have a gun, loaded or not. You know what I'm saying, without no issue. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he did have one, that doesn't permit the police to do what they did to him, because again, per any law, per anything, when we learn how to fire an arm, a weapon, we learn that you cannot shoot at a target running away from you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter if he had one or not. But I just want to put clarity to that, because
But it's the reason why I asked that.
I understand.
And Ashley knows the reason why I asked that.
We
Because
get the question a lot.
the body cam video that we're going to show,
Yeah,
it was
it's
some
gonna.
discrepancy about it.
Yeah, it is. We, like I say, I get that question so much. I don't, and I just honestly, I wasn't there. I can't say what was going on or what they were actually doing. I can only go by the facts of what I put together. And they went to the gas station. They was gonna stop at the parking lot to smoke weed.
Usual things that 20-year-olds do.
Typical things that kids do. And like I say, he had a TV remote in his pocket. He had his spiritual beads on, and he just, you know,
Who was driving the car?
So Jalen, those are not Jalen's friends, because of course Jalen's not from Memphis. So those are acquaintance of the brother.
Okay.
The car was not stolen. So you really had no reason to even bother them. You didn't have no, you know what I'm saying? You just saw four boys in a white car late at night, and you just assumed that they was doing something.
What did the police say that they pulled them over for?
So the initial story was that the car was suspicious. And you can't pull nobody over because it's suspicious. Like, you got to have a reason. So they didn't have a broken tail light. They didn't, they weren't out the car dancing or doing anything They just pulled into a parking lot, and I tell people time after time, you know, I've pulled in a parking lot so many times with my stepdaughter. That does not make it a crime for me to go to a parking lot.
Exactly.
And that's so unfortunate that in America that our black boys, our black young men, it's just not fair for them.
They're already guilty before.
Before anything,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so when they came back later on and said they wasn't going to charge the officer, they said, "Oh, we was patrolling for smash and grabs." Well, you didn't know you was patrolling for a smash and grab before when you said you just saw the car suspicious. It was just suspicious. Like they gave them time to make up lies, to try to get their stories together, the typical stuff they do to try to cover up stuff.
But they're still, even if you were patrolling for a
It's
smash and
still
grab,
not a
what gave
reason.
you the reason to stop that particular car? And so, but my question is,
Mhm.
what did the brother say happened that was in the car?
He just said that they went to the gas station. They went and bought a wrapper. He also stated that they were officers at the gas station. So if I'm going by what he said, it sounds like you saw the boys at the gas station. They went in, made their purchase, came out, wasn't bothering nobody, and y'all followed them.
So why did they run? Did he say why whoever the driver was, why they ran, why they didn't stop, or?
So they ran a red light, but when they was coming out of the parking lot, which they hadn't even parked, they just literally, if you watch the video, they went in, they still had their light on, but the police was coming in as well. The police put the white light on them, and the driver of the car actually turned went out of the parking lot. So they
Okay.
didn't even park, or they didn't get a chance to do any of those things. When he realized that the police officer was still following him, he ran a red light. He got scared. That's what happened. Ran a red light, trying to ditch the police, crashed into the park. All boys jumped out. But what I still can't understand for the life of me is we never see any of the boys get out the car other than Jalen. There were 4 boys in that car. Jalen was not the driver. He was not the front seat passenger. He was a backseat passenger, and we see nobody. You don't see anybody out there but 2 officers and Jalen.
And if I can remember correctly, I'm gonna have to watch again because I didn't even see all the car doors open. So that I need to.
So in one view, I did see the doors open, but that's what
Uh-huh.
I'm like. The videos are so redacted, so
And the news said that.
it's hard for us to put the pieces together to really understand what happened that night. Which is one of the problems. Like, if you're saying that Jalen did what he did, then why did you redact so much of the video footage? If you're
What did
saying
he do?
we don't know, that's the thing.
Because I'm like,
That's the
what did
thing.
he do?
He was black. He was black. He was being black. He was being young. He was being 20. That's what he did. That's because we don't see anything. And that's I'm like, y'all didn't bring any charges, but you never said you never proved what he did. Nowhere in the video you saw Jalen point a gun at an officer. Nowhere in the video do you hear any gunshots or see a muzzle or anything coming from Jalen toward the officer. So at some point we're supposed to be able to see what you're saying Jalen did. And that's one of my issues with what happened with my son. If you can prove it to me and it makes sense, then okay, you got it. He did something he wasn't supposed to do. All right, yes, was there some constitutional laws broken? Hell yeah. Because we're talking about Fourth Amendment, we're talking about a lot of stuff. But if he did what you say he did, then as a mother, I have to take that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can't argue with you with that. But if you can't give me the facts to say, and I mean not even a little bit of the facts to make it make sense. Because the first issue that we had was you said all 4 boys dressed in black, all armed. When they said that on the radio, on the TV that night, the next day, it just it made me dig. I'm like, hold on, that don't make sense. So you telling me all 4 boys, all dressed in black, all armed, and there's only one person that's deceased, and he my child? So where everybody else at? What happened to everybody else? And then I've never seen where when they put out an initial story, they never put a gun out there. You know, when they say, "Oh, somebody shot at the police," they'll show the gun on the TV. For us, for the media, for the public to be like, "Oh, okay."
Sensationalism. Yeah. For
Yeah, to show like they did do something, and then we go along with their story, not thinking to like maybe we should think about this. Maybe that ain't the gun. You know, we don't think about it because you're giving me proof that he possibly shot because there was a gun. Well, they never aired a gun out.
Did they arrest the brother, or did they
Nobody's
question
been
him?
arrested. Nobody's been arrested. No, and
Did
that's
they
another
even
problem.
question? They didn't
No,
even question him.
no.
So they don't even know who the other people were that were in the car, and that's not a concern.
They don't.
Wow.
What? What?
I mean, there were other people there, and to give witness to what happened, and you don't take their statement. You even
Well, they were gone. So the other 3 boys were gone. But you still got a car, right? So the car got to
it's
belong to
registered to
somebody.
somebody.
And if they jumped out the car, like you saying, there was some type of articles that had to be left in the car, right? Maybe, and we're talking about 20-year-old, maybe a debit card, an ID. You know, everything happened so fast. So there had to be something in that car that
Insurance
would
card. It's
something. And I'm like, I've never seen where you're saying that somebody dies in this incident, you haven't charged the driver for nothing. Nothing. Where's the fleeting, which is a felony? You know, there are so many different things, and so it's so complex with so many things that's just totally just doesn't make sense here. I've never seen anything like Jalen's case before.
I'm like, why they can't hear me?
Question.
And I'm study asking questions.
Did all 4 of them go into the gas station?
I'm not sure about that. I didn't ask that, honestly.
Okay. Is there footage of that?
So by the time we was able, so one of the problems with if your child dies in another state, you can't do open records requests.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Because you're not a citizen.
Well, his father's there, so his father couldn't do it.
We couldn't do anything. I literally had to find an attorney.
That's crazy.
So by the time we got retained an attorney for a case like this that nobody really wants to take, hell, it ain't no footage. Ain't no gas station footage. It's gone.
What?
And not only that, y'all, she from a whole nother state. Okay? So the thing that bothers me is that you contacted his mother. His mother is in a whole nother state. His mother is telling you he was there with his father. Talk to his father. Let's say they talked to the father. The father said that he was with these guys. There is no possible way that they should not have at least questioned every single person. Like, as long as Ashley can come on here and say that Jalen was with his brother, his stepbrother should have been questioned. Everybody that was with that his stepbrother said, I was with such and such. All of them would have been questioned.
And the even if the car was the parent, even if it was the parent's car, that's crazy. Because if it was my car and my child was driving it, it would say Charlotte West, and then you come to my house and say, "Hey, is this your car?"
Exactly.
So, was the car ever recovered? Did they ever go and get the car? Whomever car it belonged to.
So that part we don't know. We know the car was impounded. There are so many pieces of this case that we don't know that they're not telling us. Still, after the case is closed and it's supposed to be open records now.
So you possibly released the car to whomever and didn't even question.
Ashley, do you think this is because you are in a whole nother state?
I do.
Even though dad is there. But you are in a whole nother state.
I think that they
I do
thought that
too.
since Jalen was a visitor, he wasn't from Memphis. He didn't really know
Yep.
anybody, didn't know anything. His mama not here. That we're gonna just cover this up. We're gonna brush this up under the rug, and it's gonna go away. But unfortunately, it ain't happened like that for them.
I had a
And it
family on the
should.
show that's actually my family,
Mhm.
through my husband, through marriage, and their son went to another state to visit for the summer at the age of 15 years old.
Mm.
They ended up robbing the pizza man.
Mm.
The pizza man ended up getting shot, but the pizza man did not die. And I'm sorry, I got thrown off. They ended up finding out that, or they think that the boy that was from Michigan, because this happened in Virginia, they thought that the guy from Michigan, the cousin, that he was the one that did this to the pizza man. The other people that was there at the time, they ended up telling, saying whatever it was, and they arrested him. They didn't arrest him at the time. They didn't arrest him on the scene. They went back and
But
arrested
that's
him.
investigating. That's what you're supposed to do is investigate what
Yes.
happened.
But they went back, they arrested him. The pizza man did not die. He was only 15 years old.
Mm.
And to this day, I am 46 years old, and this man is older than me.
Mm.
And he is still in prison from the age of 15 years old.
Mm. Yeah, that's supposed to
And I
go.
truly
Supposed to go
believe
like
deep in my heart is because he was out of state. He was out of
Mm.
state. And they made an example out of him because he was out of state. His
Mm.
mom and dad couldn't get there all the time, every day, knocking on
Mhm.
their doors, being in the presence of them because they're in a whole other state. So this is crazy. But let's get into this
Mhm.
body cam footage. I'm not gonna start it from the beginning because this is the one that's 6 minutes. I took it back to, we should get a good 3 minutes out of it. And then we're gonna play the full body cam footage of the next video, which is a little over 2 minutes. So here we go. This is them inside of the vehicle, y'all. There is no sound until we get there to the scene. The other video does have sound. And actually, they in the car, and y'all gonna see from the other video. There it go. Oh no, this ain't it. They done cut the music down. But they was in there listening to our type of music.
Straight.
Ashley.
On Zan
Yeah.
Road. Keep
Yeah.
pushing.
And I had to hit pause. Ashley, I'm a firm believer that, I'm only a firm believer because I be in my car with my music loud. No matter what, I got my music up loud. If my kids want to talk to me, I get upset. And I be like, enjoy the music and just enjoy the ride.
Right, enjoy the
Listen,
ride.
yes, it's not hurting your ears. Your eardrums is not about to explode. Anything like that. Just take in the music.
Not if I gotta
So,
go to the bathroom, but I
I ain't got nothing. My kid's too old to use the
Oh,
bathroom on
okay.
themselves. You better talk a little bit louder and say, "Mom, I gotta use the bathroom." But my music stay loud. So it's time, and I'm be honest with y'all, not with my kids in the car, but it's time that there is certain music that I put in, and my foot on the gas go a little bit faster.
Mine
Because I'll be like,
automatically.
okay, we jamming in here. And so I feel like, and like I said, y'all gonna see on the next one, I feel like they got a little extra crunk too.
They did. I mean,
So you feel
the
where you
song.
seen it.
Yeah, it's the song that they played. I mean, I it took me a minute. I heard the lyrics, and I'm like, what the? Are they really listening to this in their patrol car while they at work on duty? And
Yep.
and so it took me over a year. I just recently found out what song it was. Well, it took more than a year because I just found out what it was this year around probably like February, where I actually just took the time to Google the song and then to actually hear it. And I was just
What's the name?
it's
Is it
called
on this?
Chirac by Meek Mills and Little Dirt. It's drill music. I just learned the term drill. Um, sorry, but yeah,
You
and
ain't gotta apologize for shit.
the lyrics is it's horrible. It talks about killing. It talks about burying people. It talks about burying somebody. What did it say? Something about some reference a mother burying her child
Wow.
in there. And when I heard it, I was so upset. Because I'm like, this what you was hyping yourself up when you decided to chase down my son and shoot him to death.
Because we have heard all of our lives that music plays a part in our Black community. It may play a part in the white community, the Hispanic community, all that, but we are the three of us, and plus Jason. Our community is the Black community, and it plays a part in our community. So let's keep going.
But music plays a part of your psych, period. And that's what was
Period.
so disappointing to even though I know that the officer that shot my son was 26 and he was young. But at some point, you're only 6 years older than my son. And I just feel like at some point you should have been mature enough to say, I can't listen to this. I may listen to this at home when I get off work. But you should know that music it's a mood intenser. So you can either it could make you cry, it can make you happy, it could boost your ego. We have those songs that we listen to when we need that extra push. And it was unacceptable for him to be in a patrol car at work that night listening to this song.
I agree. And we're gonna hear that on the second video, but let's finish this one. Here we go.
Cause we gonna turn on get with anyway to get y'all call. Just keep pushing. The fuck out here. Then we gotta figure out what's wrong with this motherfucking saddle. Can't really do shit to him no way.
Now pause right there.
Scare the shit out of him.
Can't do anything to him. Can't do nothing but scare the shit out of him.
And that was one of the biggest problems that I had with the DA because they sat there and said they was in the chase when they said that.
Say that again, Charlotte.
Huh?
What did he say that again?
Who? What did he say?
Yes.
He said they couldn't do anything but scare him. He was like, he didn't know what the fuck they were doing anyway because they couldn't do anything but scare him. So why are we chasing them? Like you're causing damage to someone else that's innocent that isn't even a part of whatever's going on by chasing somebody who you can't do anything to because there's no cause or probability.
They committed no crime. Even when you saw them, they was not doing a crime. They was not in commission of a crime. Those boys wasn't doing anything. The only crime was being Black. That was it.
But I did rewind it a little bit because I know some of y'all like, I didn't catch that. Yeah. Well, can you rewind it?
Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting. I'm not just talking to y'all.
And not only that, we all forget sometimes that Charlotte is a counselor. It is times where I have sat on this show and be like, Charlotte, how she catch that so quickly? She's a counselor, y'all. I ain't just getting nobody just to come up here and act like they're a counselor. Or act like because, she talks so good. No, she is a counselor. A real one. She work at the school. She work with probably some of y'all damn kids. Here we go.
Road. Keep pushing. Cause we gonna turn on get with anyway to get y'all call. Just keep pushing. The fuck out of here. Then we gotta figure out what's wrong with this motherfucking saddle. Can't really do shit to him no way. Scared the shit out of him.
That's when Meek Mill kick in.
Driving like that with one hand.
And texting.
And texting.
And texting.
Great now. Watch it. Oh, there you go. There you go. No, go. Keep going. Keep going. You gonna try to run. Now stop. Stop. He going. He's full. Get a motherfucker grab. Sit the fuck down. Stop the motherfucker.
I gotta stop it right there. I gotta stop it right there. And this is why I'm stopping it right here. Ashley, Charlotte, to me, they seem like they were so close that they could have just dived on his ass.
They were at him before he even got out the car good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was trying to see because it looked like a 2-door. So I was trying to pay attention. Because it looked like he had to get from out of the back seat.
And we can talk. I just want y'all to know we can talk during this. Even though it is like kind of skipping a little bit, it's actually just spinning, but it's going right back to where they left off at. So here we go. Jason is back with us. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. No, go. Keep going. You gonna try to run. Now stop. Stop. He going. He's full. Get a motherfucker grab. Sit the fuck down.
Right there.
Stop the motherfucker.
It's like they could have just dived on him. They could have tased him.
And that's your son, right?
That's my son, yep.
This man, like, he can't even fucking breathe. I'm sorry.
Get him, bro. Get him, boy. Man, get him. Grab his ass.
It's like he encouraged his ass.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
He did.
It's like he encouraged.
He said, "Get him, boy."
Yes.
So get him for what reason? Because he didn't fire on them first.
I gotta say this, and I can't stress this enough. Ashley is aware that we are playing this body cam footage. I've asked her if it was okay, and she said, "Look, I've seen this about 1,000,000 times. Play it. Let all y'all know this is what's going on in our community, in other people's community too, but in our community. This is what's going on. At the end of the day, nobody has told Ashley what her son was doing wrong for them to choose him out of all the rest of them. I'm going to choose him. Let's finish this video out. We almost done. At this time, he shot y'all.
Burrell off. I got
This nigga can't even breathe.
All right, you feel. Go back to the car. Bro, you fell off.
Okay. Ashley, if you need to step out,
no, I'm just like road runner, ditch they ass. They got bad. Point blank period. Go on, road runner. Go ahead, baby.
They was not about to catch that boy.
They had
no,
to shoot him.
That man, he did go me and was out of there. You know what I'm saying?
When I saw the video, I was like, look at road runner.
Exactly. I want to rewind this because on the next video that I play, Charlotte, I don't know how you got on mute, but you're on mute. The next video that I play, I want y'all to understand what I see. What I see. Okay? Now, before I push play, because I'm going to have to step out, Jason. You're going to have to take over because I got to use the bathroom. Ashley, if you got to use the bathroom, now's the time. but
I'm okay.
I want y'all to understand that from what I saw on this clip right here, you're going to see the gun. No, you're not going to see the gun. You're not going to see the gun on this one, but I want to play it anyways. Then I'm going to play the next video, and then I'm going to come back to this video again. Okay? And you will see why. So here we go.
All right, you feel.
Pay attention to the side right there. Hold on. We're going to come back to this again. I really need y'all to see this. Look at his side. Right there. You don't see nothing. You don't see nothing.
Go back to the car. Bro, you fell off.
You don't see nobody standing on the side. You see his hands.
Get him to the street now. I got this. Go get him to the street now.
Okay. Now, we're going to rewind it. Okay, we're going to rewind it right there. Where the shots fired. I don't know if he fat ass or not, but he walking over there, can't hardly breathe on the side of the car. And remember, I showed y'all, you don't see nothing on his side. Now, this next video that I'm going to play, let me take this down. Stop sharing. Because we're going to come back to that video. I'm going to give this it right here. I'm going to show y'all this video in its entirety. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. You never understand. You never know. You won't even know that that's what it is. Okay, there we go. I done seen this about 15 times. So, Ashley done seen it about 50 million times. So, Ashley, if you need to run to the bathroom, this is the time. But I'm finna go ahead and push play so that Charlotte, Jason, and everybody out there that's watching, y'all will be able to see this. Please pay attention to the end. Please pay attention to the end. Please pay attention when you see the Moscatul that's under Jalen.
Okay, Mickey Mouse Club.
Disney can say what the hell they want to say. Moscatul. But pay attention, y'all. Please pay attention. Here we go. You'll hear the sound in a minute. You'll hear the sound in a minute.
Hey, is that you?
That wasn't even the same video.
371. That is not going to be the correct location. Everybody come to Getwell or correction. It's going to be Cherry and Cochise. Cherry, Cochise.
Oh, so this is a whole different officer.
I was about to say, yeah.
Back it up, back up.
Go ahead and start an ambulance.
So this is Officer Cooks, which is the second set of officers that came on the scene.
Okay.
The first officer was
Bossman.
Officer
All
Jackson.
Hey.
Because Dorn didn't have his body camera.
Okay, it's okay, man.
He cut it off at the roll call.
What?
I need a
Oh,
car to
so
go
the
to American
driver
Way and
turned
Cherry.
his off
Squad
already.
car and a
It
white
was never
Infiniti.
on.
Someone
Oh.
go
So
secured
at the
that.
roll call, he cut his body camera off and said that he forgot to cut it back on. So the one that fell is the only body
American
camera
Way
footage
and
that we have,
Cherry.
and that's Officer Jackson.
And the one that shot him is the one that didn't have it on.
Exactly. And it's just very interesting that you fall after you say, get him, get him, get him. So yeah, this is Officer Cook, the second set of officers that came on the scene.
Hold up!
What do we got over there?
We got one down right now.
Did they just say somebody in the house sleep in the background?
They said somebody's in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Turn it back out.
Jack! We got cars coming! We have to secure this! Is this the only one?
His hands ain't even like near it for to be appropriate.
Because his hands was behind his head.
Exactly.
So if you remember the first video, which was Jackson, that was the first officer to walk up to him.
Right.
There was nothing in his hands. His hands was behind his head. They didn't even render aid to Jalen. So Jalen didn't get any aid.
So they're saying that gun right there
was the gun that he shot. Mm-hmm.
And how would it have gotten behind his back? Wouldn't it be in his hand, behind his head?
Or if you, so this is me. I went to school a little bit for criminal justice. And my issue was, if we look at arm span, if you saying that Jalen shot you before you shot you, the gun wouldn't be nowhere near right there. It would have fell a little feet away from him, because we're talking about arm span.
Right.
And he would have let go because he lost consciousness, so it wouldn't have been behind his back. It wouldn't have been laying on it.
Exactly. And then if you look at where the gun is, that's the barrel. Look where the barrel is. The barrel is up under him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if he shot, why would the barrel be under him? That's almost like he's tucking it under him. Jalen got shot
like
in the
he had
chest.
enough time to put it in his pants.
Exactly. He had no time to even do that. Jalen had shot in his chest and he was shot in his arm. His right arm.
Because look where his pants are as compared to where the gun is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the claim for him to shoot was because he got shot at.
Mm-hmm. That was what he said. Yep.
Impossible. That's completely impossible for him to shoot back.
Because he was running too fast. That baby was gone.
And that's what I said too. When the hell did he turn around to be able to shoot? He shoot it like this?
Because it looks like he was shot in the back, and then because there's no blood on the front of him.
So he was shot he had 6 shots. Jalen shot in the back of the leg, which is probably why he slowed down. Because we saw him running, and in that speed he was gone. If you know police is coming after you like that, you ain't stopping till you get to a safe zone. because he was gone. Which is probably what in that back shot that it broke his leg, so it shattered his knee. He could not run anymore. So that's probably why he slowed down. But he was shot in both legs. He was shot in his chest, and the bullet, one of those bullets that ricochet from both sides, so it tore his whole inside up. He was also shot in the arm. He had blunt force trauma to his face. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the blunt force came because his face hit the curb. He dropped right at the curb, and then the officer finished up his shots right there. That's exactly what that looked like. I can see that all day.
They didn't just nicely sit him up there like that.
No. That's falling, and then you turn over. You turn over, and you looking at him like, yo, that's hands up, like, yo, that's what we own. All right, well, all right. I see you later.
With 6 shots, how did he have enough strength to tuck that gun, the musketeer, all the way under him? When I say all the way, when you see them pull the musketeer out, it literally is under his clothing. Like he really stuck it under there. That's impossible. And I'm finna show y'all that. Here we go. This is y'all see the musketeer under him. You see how they took it out?
And so this is the first time that he's getting aid rendered to him. So they didn't call the traffic stopping.
Is this the only one?
They didn't call the shooting in. They did not call for him an ambulance. It took for the second set of officers to come on the scene to do all of those things.
Why did he have to tell? The first 2 guys had to tell the one who was behind them that fell. He said, "Go back to the car and call it in." Why they don't have on walkies to be able to call?
So apparently, we don't know what happened to Dorms, but for Jackson, Jackson want to say that his fell when he fell.
Okay, well, what about the other guy?
So that's a good question. Just like, how did all the other officers come on the scene if you never called anybody in?
Because we never heard you call in that you had left wherever they started from to say where you landed at.
And the second set of cops is telling you everywhere, and he's frazzled. He's like, "What the fuck happened here?" Like he's finding shit out as it's going on.
But you heard him when he got out of the car, and he was telling the other people, "We're not at da 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 location. Yeah. We're over here at da da da." So how'd you know that?
Mm-hmm. Well, and another thing that caught my eye in the video was Dorm. He acted like he was really frantic, and then he stood in the middle of the street, and he said, "Is that you? Is that you?" And he was talking to Officer Cook. So what do you mean, is that you, when you should have dispatched the call, and then it would be the people that's dispatched? So that means that y'all made a call over the radio at some point and said something was going on to get these officers there before it was time. It's almost like a cleanup situation.
That's exactly. That wasn't even something like exactly what it was.
Yeah.
We've seen this movie. We've seen this in Den of Thieves. We've seen this in several different movies. That's why when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a fucking movie. This ain't real. But no, it is 100% real.
Real, y'all.
I'm about to say it's 100% real. But it's like to me, it's like we've seen this movie before. Like we've seen this in wow. I am baffled that this is.
And so they didn't let you do your own medical autopsy. They didn't.
I couldn't. So the way it works, the cross state lines, they have to be embalmed. So we was going to get an autopsy here in Georgia once I got him here, but once they're embalmed,
you can't do anything because they've sucked
it don't serve no purpose. So right now it's just looking at the pictures from the autopsy. Have a pathologist to probably look at that. We don't even have that. We don't even have pictures from the autopsy. We don't have a diagram from the autopsy. So I can't even say that what you said, what I can't even say that the autopsy, the written part, is actually true because I don't have the pictures or the diagram to even match that. You know, because the pictures I would be able to see my son and be like, oh yeah, that's a real body, right? Because they not only do pictures, they do recordings,
video,
all that stuff. And so we don't have any of that for me to say that the printed portion of the autopsy is even actually what happened to my son. So he could have more shots than what we think. We don't know. We don't have anything to put it against.
Let me start with saying too that, and I know that you've been in anguish over this, but when I say you so on top of this, you were so on top of it and so strong about it. Like your conversation, like you got the willpower beyond, I don't know, because I only got one, and I don't know, I'd be in a little ball somewhere. So I don't. I commend you. Just that's first and foremost. But they should know who they fucking with, cause you coming with it. Like you talking like I don't understand. I don't understand the whole concept of how they can hide something of for so very long. Like at what point do we go to court and say, hey, we need the evidence. Like we need this in order to be able to go to trial.
We can't even go to court. So we have a trial date for August 18th, and I had to ask for an extension because we don't have the discovery. What are we going to court on, which is illegal within itself?
So I was about to say, because it's discovery, so they have to produce it?
It's illegal. So we had to subpoena TBI 4 times on a closed case, which is open records. This is the game they play. This is what they do. And then on top of that, y'all, how about the lieutenant put both officers in the same patrol car while my son is laying on the ground with the white cover on his head, on his face, and I'm sitting at home in Atlanta not knowing what the hell is going on. They put him in the same patrol car, watched the movie for 2 hours on a cell phone. And we know they're supposed to be separated.
Yes, because they got their story together.
I want y'all to understand.
But they thought they got it together because you still messed up. You still didn't do a great job.
You can clearly hear that he has no like he didn't pass high school. Somebody gave him a GED. Because I don't know where they got him from, because his vernacular is awful. I had to really, really pay attention to hear what he was saying.
Yes. And then what's crazy is he's not from Memphis, so you shouldn't even have that little country thing going on. You from New York, my boy?
No, he couldn't be. No, ma'am.
I promise. New York. I promise.
No, ma'am.
New York. I promise. Go look him up. I promise.
It's got to be a New York, Tennessee. It's got to be
a New York, Tennessee.
Wait, man, because he sounded straight Bama country.
He did.
Didn't he?
I'm telling y'all, it took me the longest trying to figure out which officer was which officer. Because I'm like, why the hell he talking like that? What is going on? And so I'm like, oh, that's what we doing. You ain't even been long. He hasn't even been in the South long enough to be talking like that. He had just graduated from the academy June 2022. You were still on your probation period. You were still in training when you shot my son. Why do you have a job?
Exactly.
That's the least they could have done, was go ahead and fire your tail.
And the other guy never said a word. Like, I never heard him. I heard him say, "Put your hands up."
He said some stuff, but I don't know. I feel like, okay, this is me. I'm probably ain't supposed to say it, but I'm gonna say it. This is my idea of me visualizing, putting all the pieces together. Dorm's the shooter, Jackson is the planner, Cook is the cleaner. Simple.
Because the way he jumped out the car, he automatically knew what was going on.
Exactly.
He knew when he got out the car.
Exactly.
He already knew what was going on.
If you look at, also, if you go back and look at the video where Cook came on the scene, Jackson was near Jalen's body. Remember when Jackson walked up to Jalen, we saw no visible gun.
No visible gun.
But then by the time when Cook walked up to Jalen's body, Jackson was walking away, and then when we see Cook's body cam, there go the gun.
And we're gonna stop it right there. We're going to stop it right there. Because like Ashley said, I don't know if I can say it or not, so we're going to stop it right there.
Yeah, so I mean, but that
it's
it's very obvious about what I said. I say those three pieces all the time. I don't touch on anything different. That is my opinion based on the redacted videos that we got. We have to also remember that Jalen's case is closed. So there are a lot of things that can be said. We do want it to be reopened. But then the litigation portion of it, there are so many other pieces that we can't get into at this moment.
All right. Well, we're going to get into this next video. We can get into that. Damn it. Here we go.
The family of a man killed by Memphis police after a traffic stop last December say police are not telling the whole story despite recently released body cam video. Jalen McKenzie's mother says she was blindsided by release of the video showing the traffic stop that killed the 20-year-old. Ashley McKenzie Smith says the video released to the public last Tuesday was a different version than what she saw last week. Tonight, she sat down with our Stephen Pimpo. And Stephen, I understand she has more questions after seeing the video.
Richard, that's correct. Jalen McKenzie's mother, Ashley, says the video she saw was maybe 30 to 40% of the footage released to the public. She says she is still in the dark and hasn't heard anything from officials, as she's still asking why her son had to die that night.
I saw him laying on the ground. His hands were up, and then you would see them drop. You see his hands drop, like he was taking his last breaths.
Violated and disturbed. That's how Ashley McKenzie Smith is left feeling after seeing body camera footage of the night a Memphis police officer shot and killed her son, Jalen. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office released redacted footage from the deadly traffic stop to the public this week. But Ashley says there are key details that are missing. First, at no point in the video do we see the moment Jalen shoots at the MPD officers.
You hear those gunshots. They're from one gun. You can hear that they all are in sequence. If Jalen had shot, there should have been two sets of shots and they would have sounded differently.
According to the medical examiner's report Ashley gave me, Jalen was shot 5 times, including one that hit near the back of his knee.
That would be inconclusive with him running. You shooting at him while he's running away from you.
Because the footage is heavily edited, Ashley also has doubts about the gun that police are shown pulling out from under Jalen.
To me, from what the video footage is looking like, it's looking like the gun was placed there.
Ashley also showed us MPD Internal Affairs documents stating that Officer Dorm shot at Jalen in self-defense and forgot to turn his body camera on.
Him not having on his body footage is very disturbing.
With so many missing pieces, Ashley can't understand why she continues to get zero answers from MPD or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
We know nothing. We're not being told anything.
We've reached out to the Shelby County District Attorney's Office for comments on Ashley's accusations, but have not received a response at this time. She and others are holding a rally Saturday in Jalen's honor, beginning at 2 p.m., which ends at the Memphis Police Station downtown.
The Shelby County District Attorney General's office released body camera video of a traffic stop that led to the death of a young man, 20-year-old Jalen McKenzie. DA Steve Mulroy announced today there will be no criminal charges filed against the Memphis police officers involved. Good evening, I'm Joe Burke.
And I'm Joy Redmond. Action News 5's Stephanie Douglas spoke with the DA. She joins us live now with more on the findings. Stephanie.
Well, Joy, District Attorney Steve Mulroy says 5 Memphis police officers, including a lieutenant, will not be facing any criminal charges from a December 2022 traffic stop. He also says that 20-year-old Jalen McKenzie was armed and fired twice when he was pulled over, along with 2 others. He says that's not the only thing from the video that concerns him. Shelby County DA Steve Mulroy says this video of a traffic stop of 20-year-old Jalen McKenzie and 2 others left his office with several concerns about what he says are MPD policy violations.
Officer Dorme and his partner violated MPD policies by engaging in a high-speed chase for a traffic violation and continuing that chase despite having an inoperable siren.
DA Mulroy says video evidence also confirms McKenzie disobeyed officers' orders, led police on a chase, and also had an assault-style rifle and a handgun on his person. It's the same handgun Mulroy says ballistic evidence shows McKenzie fired twice. However, because Officer Dorme failed to have his body camera turned on, the DA office has no evidence to contradict both officers' claims that McKenzie fired first and an officer shot in self-defense.
The supervising officer failed to separate those two after the shooting, consistent with MPD policy. Instead, he deliberately placed them in the same patrol car by themselves for several hours. This allowed them to discuss the facts of the case together.
Mulroy says he sent a letter to Police Chief C.J. Davis about the concerning violations and discrepancies in both of the officers' statements.
I hope that this entire dialogue can lead to improvements in officer conduct, and I believe that Chief Davis is working precisely on that.
Well, Mulroy says for the DA's office to bring criminal charges, they must be confident they can prove an actual violation of a criminal statute beyond reasonable doubt. But Mulroy says they do not have sufficient evidence to do that. Reporting live outside of 201, I'm Stephanie Douglas. Action.
What rifle? Where was that? Where was that supposed to be hidden? Because they said he had a rifle.
So they want to say the black thing that he was running with at the beginning of the video was a rifle. That was in his hand.
And that made good sense. How? Why? So you say he climbed because he fell, if they can remember. So you
Hold on.
fall, you still holding on to a long barrel rifle.
Can I ask a question? So they were in an unmarked
With no sound.
with no sound?
No siren.
It did not work.
I run too because I'm like, man, these niggas can't be police for real. You know how many people be joking outside nowadays? You get your little Durango, because that was a Durango. I know my cars a little bit. You could put these lights on a car. You could put a little blinking blue light on a car.
And you never identified yourself.
You never identified yourself.
Yes.
Never.
Just get down. Get your ass out. Nigga, what?
At no point did you do that. No point did you say who you were. Anywhere in the video.
So nobody, right, because no one said.
Your siren wasn't working when you pulled up to me and I was parked in the parking lot.
Memphis PD, get down on the ground now. Oh, shit. Okay, say less. Huh. Can I ask a question?
Let me hurry up and lay down.
Can I ask a question? What's like? What is Pops under something? Like, is something wrong? Is he okay?
Honey, let me tell you, I'm just going and this is nothing against Memphis folks. We just two different type of breed of folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to take a lot of things in consideration. Jalen didn't get to know them until, even though he talked to them on the phone, he never really got to know them until about 18. So the love and the relationship that he has for his other 5 children that grew up in his household would be different. Should it be? No.
But it was.
Is it acceptable? No.
But he was in your care at that point in time, so you should have been breaking down doors and walls.
Different type of breed. We've already been through this. We already know.
Because if I'm mad, you need to be mad.
That's why I don't even say nothing to him about it no more.
Because can I be open?
Just go. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I be open? Well, my heart feels like somebody got into a lot of trouble, and this is their way of
do nothing.
Well, like, hear me out, because this shit really feel like it's from a movie, fam. Like, I'm not holding you. So if we follow the plot to a movie, and your son is the only person that is subject to this, that could be the only thing that I could think of. He got the shiesty on. He the only one in the car with a shiesty.
I'm your brother.
I'm sorry, my heart feels this way. You feel me?
I'm your
Like
brother, and I left you.
somebody got in trouble, and we had to like, yo, like, I'm sorry. Cause that don't make no sense. Like none of this makes sense to me at all from a police level, from a normal level. From me, just like from me watching, I've seen this movie. Like you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the brother was into something, maybe Pops was into something, but one of yours gotta go.
I can tell you.
Daddy fighting hard.
So I will give him a little credit here.
Please do.
Cause I ain't for knocking nobody, but like I say, we're a different breed of people. I'm very aggressive. Jalen was raised with me, so my parenting level is gonna be different. He
Absolutely,
don't
it should
really
be.
know
Yeah,
Jalen like that. They were getting to know each other. They've always been able to have a conversation because Jalen has had a cell phone since 5. So if he wanted to talk, if his dad wanted to call him, I
you
never
could do
made
it.
it to where he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I left
Right.
that for
Salute to you.
them to be able to do that. And as Jalen got older, he wanted to spend more time. Well, he wanted to be with his brothers. He wanted to spend time with his brothers. It wasn't even necessarily building a relationship with his father, to be honest.
I understand that.
And so, so I let him do that. But when it first did happen, his father did, his biological father did go out there and was on the bridge when Tyree Nichols. He did try to fight. He did try to do a little something, something. But remember the type of mother Jalen has. Jalen has a very hands-on. I'm very I like things done a certain way.
And it was your only child.
And we not on the same level. So I'm going into this not knowing what happened and protecting my son at all costs. So I have to watch what you do as a person because it may affect my son's case. Coming out the door, Jalen already has a complicated case.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't let your elements of where you live or who you are or what you do, your lifestyle to affect my son's case.
Enough said. Enough said. Right there.
Okay.
Enough said.
So mommy be mommying. Okay.
Mommy be mommy.
Mommy be mommying.
All right, y'all. We are
Mm-hmm.
about to get into our commercial break. When we come back from our commercial break, we're gonna play our last.
Jason, don't do it. Oh, I'm about to send Jason up to Memphis. You got me
You had
right.
to take a deep breath.
Man, it's wild.
Jason don't play.
He
Jason
don't.
do not
I
play.
see my baby done got him some new aunties and uncles up on this thing.
Yes, yes. Oh, hold on.
Cause
Yes.
that don't make good sense to me. Like that's wild.
I still haven't got any of his property yet. That's another thing. I would love for my son's phone at least. I would love for, even though his shirt may have a bullet hole in it, that's my son's last articles. I want all his stuff. I can't get that. So some of the same things I'm saying is happening in a lot of other cases that's dealing with police brutality. It's like the typical cover up of what they try to do is try to tire us out to where we have no more fight and then we don't care no more and we just say hell with it, we got to move on with our life.
They got the right one this time, huh?
They got the right one this time. Yeah.
Shout out to Tori and Teresa Lang here in Georgia. They was family on the show as well for their daughter Tori Lang. She was named after her father. They have not been able to get her phone either. And this was their only child just as well. And they want that phone so bad.
I know it.
So that they can see, the last pictures, the last videos that they child put in it, but they can't get it. But they were told that they cannot get it after 5 years.
See, we wasn't even told that. We ain't told nothing.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because you done came in contact with Miss Peachy.
Oh, they haven't.
And we're going to say we can at least get a time frame because you deserve that phone. You deserve everything.
Is that the statute of limitations that's run out is 5 years, maybe? Like that's a crazy
I
number
don't
just to
know, but
come
they
up with.
told they
No, because
definitely told
statute
her
of
5 years.
limitations is usually between 1 and 3 for certain things in states. So I don't think it's that. I think they just be I just think they just buttholes. Cause there's a lot of cases. Like I just heard like the what's that Dante Wright case? His mom just got his stuff.
Mm.
So I just think that's it's just what they've been doing, and they just been getting away with it because people before haven't been applying pressure and didn't know how to apply pressure.
Exactly.
So I think that's more so what it is. It's like educating each other as we go through stuff because there's no blueprint for police brutality. You may have, I mean, there's probably no blueprint about a lot of stuff, but there's really no blueprint. There's cases that's 10 years old and they don't even have their baby stuff.
Wow.
Unacceptable.
You're writing the map now. So you writing the map now for others that come behind you. So appreciate it.
We're learning. It's a lot of stuff. Like I always say, I've never been a gatekeeper. If I learn something, I'm putting it out there. Like we do town halls all the time, and I don't play that. If I can figure it out, that's one less thing that I can help somebody else with, or somebody else do something, and we're gonna move that way. I strongly suggest a lot of people go do a whole bunch of pro saves. Pro se is one of the hardest things to do, but it's one of the easiest things to do because they know that you're not an attorney. And when they know you're not an attorney, then they have a little grace for you because they know that you're not going to do things the typical attorney way. Like they wouldn't have the same process. It's the same process, but it'll look a little different for you. It'll be a little bit more graceful. And I feel like if we do that, it's going to fix a lot of things in the system. We got a lot of corruption with just civil rights attorneys where they're getting paid out. They're selling us out. So if we're doing pro se, we don't need you, boo. What check you gonna get paid? So that means that now I'm messing up your check because you worried about that new car, that Bentley that you driving while we around here riding on MARTA or riding in a Malibu. Let's be real. Because you're going to take all the civil check money because we ain't going to see nothing because you're going to get 30%, 35%, go to trial, you're getting even more.
Yeah. So all the business.
Start affecting them pockets. We got to start affecting the pockets everywhere.
Exactly.
And once we do that, you're going to see the change you need to see.
Can you give us one name? Just one name?
Oh, who? You want me to give you a lawyer name?
No. The civil rights leader who you said that you said.
Oh, baby, listen. Ben Crump is the first one.
I knew that's where we were going with.
I wasn't even gonna say no names, but if we just look at how Tyree Nichols' case went down, when the whole world saw what they did to that young man, what they did, there is no reason why there are no charges being brought to them. And even if you couldn't get them on second-degree murder, why did you not get manslaughter? So usually you go down when you can't get what you want, but you got nothing.
But they have federal charges on them, though, right?
Honey, them ain't gonna stick, baby. I'm gonna tell you,
like all charges was dropped.
I'm gonna tell you.
The state charges were dropped.
There are two officers. So Emmett and the one that saw the D. One of them is the one who did the major work. He's looking at probably 20 years. We know, y'all. Let's be real. He ain't gonna do no 20 years. He probably gonna do 2 years, get out, say that he's scared of his life, and he out. And he gonna write a damn book. The other one probably gonna walk because the charge is not gonna be thick enough. It's not gonna stick really because you can make all this other stuff stick. Like let's just we see it time after time after time. Like it ain't no need of sugarcoating nothing. And you paying this man all this money, and all he worried about is civil because they got a $550 million suit. That's all he worried about. He ain't worried about no criminal charges. He worried about what next house he finna buy, what next island he finna buy.
That's what
don't
it was
care.
about.
He got his wife and his kid at home. They got security.
Yeah.
Can't worry
Well,
about it.
Ashley, we are about to get into this tribute video. We are also about to say goodbye to Charlotte. We love you,
Oh, bye,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, I mean, Ashley, this is not the last time that you're going to hear from Charlotte. Charlotte is also here in Georgia.
Oh,
So,
oh.
yes,
You
yes,
did say that, yes. And,
yes.
and
So,
before Charlotte, the chief of police is CJ Davis, who ran the Red Dogs here. So that says a lot about Memphis culture.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. So my son went to Grady too. So and he's 25 now. So he and your son should have been
Oh,
around.
they probably, yeah. I don't know, but my son was kind of quiet. That's what I'm saying. He really
Ah,
stayed to himself.
he was
But
only there 10th and 11th grade. But I'm gonna ask him.
yeah, cause Jalen did 9, 10. He did all 4 years except one portion of the 11th grade year. Cause I tried to try something new and send him to Drew Charter.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh no, ma'am, take me back to Grady. I don't know none of these people like that." And I'm like, "But you seen some of these kids at Bass and all the other schools you been to?" He was like, "Oh, take me back where I came from. I don't want to be here."
Grady was a great school.
He
So
went back to Grady.
But yes, most definitely. I want to just say though, again, keep up the good work, keep
Thank you.
fighting, keep sharing. Because again, I mean, it's sad to say that we have to experience things, but again, I think God gives us these outcomes that help us to help other people. And so
Mhm.
you're turning such a tragedy into such a gift and being able to prepare and the strength that goes behind it. Because I'm scared of you because you're playing. You ain't to be played with. I don't know.
It's Jalen. It ain't me. It's Jalen. I don't know if people really believe in the spirit realm. I know some people do, some people don't. But for me to have to know as much as what happened to my son, and it was in another state, and I don't have no family there, no resources, that right there tell you that God, he do his thing.
Yes, he
That
does.
your ancestors do their thing, because
Yeah.
it comes to me. I literally caught some stuff in Walmart, and it said something in my head said, "Stop, go look at the video again." So I'm watching my son dying again in Walmart. So I said, let me go to the party out, because don't nobody be on the party out at Walmart. And I ain't trying to freak nobody out by looking at this video at Walmart, because folk Christmas shopping. So, but it has stopped me. And what I've learned, and I've learned this through my son from the past, is to slow down. Slow down, take time, and listen. And I don't make no moves unless it comes to me. I don't go out my way to do anything. I don't go out my way to look for nothing. I wait till that calling comes, and it never fails me.
Amen.
It
Yeah.
never fails me.
Amen. So your third eye has been open.
It
So
has.
Look at that
That's
third
that.
eye.
That's that sunlight.
look at him.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes.
caught you a little something in.
Yes, he
Did wide on
did.
open.
He
Okay
did.
now.
He did.
Well, we are getting to your tribute video, baby. Charlotte has to leave us tonight. So, Charlotte, we finna play this tribute video. When we come back, we have one more clip of Ashley and what Ashley has to say
Okay.
behind her son's death.
Okay.
So, let's. I know, girl. You like, what is
I'm
it? What
scared.
was?
Like, did
I
I
done
say
talked so many
something?
times in all these videos. Keep talking, baby. Keep talking.
Oh my
Being the voice
goodness.
for your child. Okay.
Well, thank you. Well, let's
You
see
are
what
so
this clip
welcome.
is.
This video is for you. Usually we say the videos are for the killers and they still out there lost and everything, but that is not the case this time. They know what happened. They know who did it. You know who did it on top of that. So that is one, no matter how you look at it, whether it's the police, whatever, it's still a burden, some type of burden that's lifted off of you that you don't have to go around trying to figure out who did this to
Who
my
did it?
child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Regardless if they got off, they ain't charged with it. You still know that who did this to my son
Yep.
and everything, okay?
Mm-hmm. Because there's a
So
lot of
remember
gun
that.
violence, and them folks do not know what happened to their loved ones.
So many.
Yes.
So many has even came
Yeah.
on PGT time.
Mm.
But they don't know who did it. Like literally don't know nothing.
Right, right.
Some people know who did it and they still not getting charged.
Yep.
You know? So this tribute video is for you. We love you here on PGT Time. We stand with you 100%. Like I told you, anytime you need me, I am there. You will get the video tonight. Look how Ashley.
Thank you.
I can't
I'm
bring
still
this
trying to figure out what
the video. I'm waiting, goddamn it, I'm waiting. Baby, this is for you, Ashley. I love you, boo. I love you. I love you. I
Oh my
love you.
goodness.
This
Let's see
is
the
for
video.
you.
Let's go. I'm so
Here we go.
We had our memories. We had our time together. It's hard that I can't see you now. See you face to face. But I know you in the sky looking down. But it's still hard to take. That you're not here physically. Yeah, it gets emotional sometimes. Yeah, it gets hard because you're not here and you're gone away. Up in the sky somewhere. I hope we meet again. I hope I see my love again. Yeah, it gets so difficult to know you're not here. And oftentimes I cry to sleep in tears. But I hope I'll be up there one day. One day. To see your face again. I know you're in a better place. I know you're at peace up there. Where there's no fears, there's no tears. But I can't lie, I miss you down here. I pray to God that you was in my life. I can't lie that I feel alone because you're not here. Yeah, it gets emotional sometimes. Yeah, it gets hard because you're not here and you're gone away. Up in the sky somewhere. I hope we meet again. I hope I see my love again. Yeah, it gets so difficult to know you're not here. And oftentimes I cry to sleep in tears. But I hope I'll be up there one day. One day. To see your face again. I know you up there. Up there. I miss you down here. I wish I had one more chance to see your face and hold you and never let you go. I love you forever. You're always in my heart. And I can't let go of the memories we had until I see your face again. I see your face again. Until I see your face again. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Look at
Before you
that.
say anything, I gotta let Jason. Let me tell you about Jason. When I make these tribute videos, baby, Jason makes me feel like no one has ever made a tribute video in this world.
Yeah, now it's crazy because that's the part I almost teared on. You would have thought I would have been about to
Aw.
tear on the other part with the videos, but no, it's just seeing him. You know what I'm saying? Like what I remember is the parts that I feel like are the hardest. It's the best parts, but it's the hardest parts because it's like this is what I remember. I remember when I bought this shirt. I remember what you was doing. I remember where you were. You know, so. Yeah, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. being here on PGT time, seeing the tribute video, seeing the body cam footage, just seeing yourself on these news broadcasting clips. We still have one more to show. Let us know, Ashley, because you seem like you're just like me. Like you're not a celebrity where we think that, these celebrities are not human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like they just come from somewhere on a whole nother country and just reside over here with us. But you literally seem just like me, just like Charlotte, just like Jason, just like everybody else that's watching. How does it feel? Or what's the thoughts that's going through your head being here on PGT time, seeing your son your only child on top of that on these videos, you giving your commentary, you might as well say, or your thoughts on what happened to your child?
You kind of
How
get
does it
used
feel?
to it, which is so unfortunate. This is not something that you want to get used to with having to explain your child's death or the inconsistencies in the stories and stuff like that. I don't think anything can scare me. I don't think anything can shock me, because you took it all. So it's like there's nothing that could be thrown at me that I can't handle. There's no place that I can go that I would be afraid of. Um, so I just get used to being on whatever platform that can get my son's story out. Um, I'm not gonna say. Let me go back. I'm not gonna just jump on anybody's platform. So everybody, don't be reaching out to me just trying to get no crazy shit. I'm just gonna be real because I do my research now, y'all.
She sound like me. I do
Okay.
my research.
So no, we don't just go on any platform. Now, initially when it first happened, I did get on a couple of platforms that now that I look back, I'm like that they didn't even serve a purpose. But when I look at it, even though I feel like it may have been a waste on maybe one of the first two, because they may not have a large following, maybe that one person who may have seen Jalen's story. And I just never know where my blessings are coming from. I never ask. I just, they just come. I let them come and I receive. And so that's one of the things that I've learned is that I'm going to speak to as many people as I can to get my son's story out. I'm going to tell it like it is. I don't, like I said, I don't gatekeep. I don't sugarcoat. I'm probably one of the realest mamas. I remember when my baby told me that I was negative. I said, no, you got to understand what negative and being honest and truthful is. That's two different things.
Yes.
Because he didn't understand. He wanted mommy to be mommy all the time. And he wanted me to baby him. But once you get to a certain phase in life, regardless of whether or not you are a woman, a man, raised by a woman or man, I ain't finna sugarcoat shit. I'm finna tell it like it is. You move out, my dude, you got car rent, you got car note, you got this, you got that, you got that. You can always come home, but you gotta have a real reason on why you got to come back here after you don't live. Because once you leave, you need to been putting yourself in place to where you don't have to go back. Now, if something happens where you gotta come, yes, you always welcome to come home. And that's one of the reasons why it was not time for Jalen to go. Because Jalen didn't have his things together. So he had to come back home to mommy. That December that he didn't make it. Because he didn't have a car. He didn't have a license. Then if you was to stay in Memphis, where you gonna stay at? And then you gotta get a job. And then the people that you stay with is only for so long. They're gonna want you there in their space. Because you may not do what they want you to do. So no, you need to come, you need to get yourself together, save your money, and let mommy help you so you could be self-sufficient.
Exactly.
And so it wasn't time for him to go as bad as he wanted to go, because Jalen is a very independent person. He's very independent. He want to make everybody proud of him so they can see, oh, well, he doing it. But you don't understand how life yet, because you've been so sheltered. You ain't even really understood what teenage life is, because I'm still treating you like you 10 and 18. Because you're so immature. You think you're so mature. You think you got it all figured out. But you have no earthly idea. And then if you get out there and get stuck, then what? But it was so unfortunate that his life was cut short. And he wasn't able to take those experiences where he was able to get a car, where he was able to finish college. He was able to have kids. So I would never have any grandchildren. I would never see my son get married. I would never see my son get a driver's license. I would never see, because one of the gifts that year that he passed was driving school. Because I tried to take him driving on, he almost got me a heart attack braking like that. I couldn't do it. So those experiences that are so typical that we take for granted, because we always expect that it's gonna always be there.
Yeah.
It was taken so fast from me that there is nothing that I can't do. There is nowhere that I can't go, and ain't nobody gonna stop me from telling my baby story.
Exactly. Well, we got this last clip that we're gonna get into, and then we'll be at the end of the show. So here we go.
New details in the death of a man shot by a Memphis police officer last winter. 21-year-old Jalen McKenzie of Atlanta was killed while visiting family in December.
Well, tonight, McKenzie's family, his mother specifically, and her attorney say they know who pulled the trigger. His mom is not happy about how the police department punished that officer either.
Fox 13 investigator Dakari Turner is joining us live tonight outside of the Mount Moriah police station. Dakari, you've seen records about the officer and the shooting.
Yeah, Jalen McKenzie's mother is Ashley McKenzie Smith. Tonight, both she and her attorney, they named that officer who they say shot and killed Jalen McKenzie as Nahum Dorn. It was over the weekend, to give you some context, that the Huffington Post published a story it says showed internal police reports showing that Dorn was given written reprimands for 2 policy violations related to Jalen McKenzie's shooting. Fox 13 Investigates has put in a public records request with the Memphis Police Department trying to get that same information. So far, police have not yet responded to us. In the meantime, the group Decarcerate Memphis, a group here in Memphis, they did get a copy of that report, giving it to us, showing what they've obtained.
Memphis police claim Jalen McKenzie fired first as he ran away from a white Infiniti that had crashed on Cochise Avenue December 16th after driving away from a traffic stop. An internal MPD report obtained by Decarcerate Memphis and shared with Fox 13 Investigate shows Officer Nahum Dorn was charged with violating department policy for turning off his body camera and not informing dispatch or a supervisor that he was involved in a car chase. According to the report, Dorn told investigators his camera was working, but he turned it off while loading up his patrol car and then forgot to turn it back on. The report doesn't mention McKenzie by name, but does reference the officer chasing and shooting someone on December 16th, the same date McKenzie was shot. We've also obtained radio traffic matching files.
You got one down right now.
According to the files, Dorn had been on the job less than a year at the time. In April, he got a written reprimand for those policy violations.
We want him charged and we want him fired.
Jalen McKenzie's mother, not satisfied.
When you take someone's life and to just get 2 write-ups and then you go back to work like nothing even happened is horrible for Memphis.
While police say McKenzie fired first, his mother contends an autopsy showed no gunshot residue on his hand. She says that's one of several details that don't match the police story, leading her to believe there's a cover-up. How do you keep doing it?
I look at my son's picture. I look at his things from his room and I look at his videos.
Clearly there's a pattern in practice from our perspective.
Tonight, we did reach out to the Memphis Police Department asking, among other questions, because that officer did not turn on his body camera. Is there body camera video or any video of the shooting that does exist? Memphis Police tonight have not responded to our questions. We also reached out to the office of District Attorney General Steve Mulroy asking if they've gotten the investigation from the TBI. They said the investigation has not yet been concluded, meaning they don't have the investigatory files. Meanwhile, Ashley McKenzie Smith says that she, along with others, plan to meet here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That is the Mount Moriah Police Station.
I totally forgot about the residue. Like, if he shot first,
You got to say that again. Because
No,
we just came back in.
well, no, you can still hear it. You can still hear me while it was doing that. The question is, you know what I'm saying? I'll say it again. It's the residue. If he fired a gun at all, whether it was first, second, third, or fourth, he would have residue on his hands. Absolutely. There's no way to fake the funk.
No way.
And he has none.
There is
None on his body at all. Clothes, body, or nothing.
There is, so they did on the autopsy, it does say they put bags on his hands. And typically that's what they do when they're trying to preserve your hands. But there is no gunshot residue test that was attached to his autopsy.
Is that you, Ashley?
No, that ain't me.
Jason, that's you?
No.
See?
That's you.
See what I'm talking about?
That ain't me.
It ain't over here.
Oh, shit, it is me. Hold on.
But
Yeah.
so they preserved the hands.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so they did put bags. It does say that they put bags on his hands on the autopsy. But the autopsy does not include a GSR, which is a gunshot residue test.
Sure.
It does. So we still have, after all this time, an incomplete autopsy. And then remember I told you we subpoenaed the TBI 4 times.
Yep.
Finally got it. They had to sign a NDA for it.
Why? Like what?
Yeah.
That's not even proper procedure. So they're trying to say like, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't know. We're hands off for me type shit. Is that?
The attorneys had to sign an NDA for the TBI file. And that does not include the gunshot residue test either.
That's insane. Because in my mind, at the end of the day, if that is concluded that there is no gunshot residue on his hands, case closed.
So we can't say that it is. We can't say that it isn't because we don't have a test. But why do we not have a test?
Because there isn't any. That's just what I'm saying. Okay, we saying the same thing. We pushing for the same grade. Conversation is the same conversation.
Like, something needs to be happening here. Even the minimum of reopening the case.
Because at the end of the day, the gunshot residue will close your shit down. Like, he did do it.
That is the case.
That's all right. Right. You got me. He then shit. All right. Sucks to be sucking. You feel me?
Thank you. Bingo.
But since we don't have any, and y'all don't want to conclude, then you and you need to do whole life and a half in prison. Go ahead. Go sit down. Have fun.
Plus.
You know what I'm saying? And put them in gym pop.
All of them needs to be in trouble. TBI needs to be in trouble.
Absolutely.
MPD, everybody on every level needs to be in trouble. At this point, DOJ may need to be on trial. You know, at this point with Jalen's case, because it's just unheard of.
It's utterly disrespectful. Yeah.
And your family did file a lawsuit, correct?
Yeah, we did.
And is it still going?
I mean, yeah, but it don't mean shit. We ain't got shit.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we could go to trial all damn day, but if we don't got a discovery, which is illegal, because we should have the discovery by now, then we still don't have shit to go to trial on. So that just shows you the system is so corrupted. The system is so messed up. It don't matter what we do. It don't matter the procedures that we go. For us to have to subpoena TBI 4 times is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
So they all need to be in trouble for it. Everybody need to be in trouble for this. It's not one person that needs to be let loose on this one. This one here, they all dropped the ball. Everybody.
And it's not too late for us to keep fighting, y'all.
No, it's never too late.
Never too late.
And we've seen where, you guys, some of these cases could take 3, 4, 5 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So there is no stopping. It can be a very lengthy process depending on all these red tape that you have to cross. All these gray areas that most people don't want to talk about or that is not being talked about when it comes to these type of cases. So we know that criminal, there is no statute when it comes to criminal. When it's civil, there is based on state by state. In Memphis, you have 1 year. You can't even get information in 1 year.
In 1 year, right.
Wow. Well, like I told you, Ashley, we over here at PTT Time, we stand with you, we love you, and we are going to be with you 100%. Anytime you need my platform for anything, I don't give a damn if it's so you can breathe.
Okay.
And they can hear you breathe. I don't
know if they want all that, but I can definitely come out here and breathe.
I don't care if you say, Miss PG, I need to come on there and breathe. Come on. I do the rest. I would do the rest. You come on and breathe. But I promise you, we got you over here. You need me for anything. I don't care what it is, anything. Remember, you got PGT Time.
Thank you. Well, we need people to come out and support Juneteenth here in Atlanta.
Tell us about Juneteenth.
Yes. So Juneteenth, this is our second year. I actually founded Say Their Name Monuments, which is an organization where we do more education and remembering loved ones. So all the things that I've learned, I ain't gatekeeping. I'm telling it, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we got to stick together and we have to have each other's back. And one of the ways to do that in our community is not gatekeep. We're big on, the Black community is big on like trying to keep everything to themselves. So nobody's actually growing. So Juneteenth, Atlanta, what is it? Atlanta Parade and Music Fest, excuse me. It will be here in Atlanta at Piedmont Park on June 14th through the 15th. We will start the parade at noon. It'll start at the King Center, and then we'll walk on to the to Piedmont Park on the 14th, which is that Saturday. And we need everybody's support to come out. So the monument's theme this year is systematic injustice. And I started out mostly focusing on police brutality, of course, because that was what was close to me. Until I started growing into understanding, like, wait a minute. So we're only looking at one piece of this problem. Well, it's a whole lot of problems in this that we got to address. And so therefore, we're going to look at the bigger picture. We will have families there from gun violence, drug overdose, a lot of these things that are affecting our community. And we need everybody to come out. We need you to march. We need them to, you will show up for every other thing, but you don't show up for yourself.
There you go.
And we got to do better with showing up for ourselves. It is our children, it's our husbands, it's our wives, it's our daughters that are constantly being affected. I remember last year at Christmas time, I said, what are we going to do if, they was doing like all these Christmas drives, giving toys and stuff. And I'm like, what are we going to do when we don't have any kids to give those toys to?
Damn.
So you can donate. You can buy these toys. You can do these drives. But if you don't have any kids to give them to, then you might as well stop. And the problem is because we're not coming together. We're not uniting for these kids. They need us more than ever. Time is going backwards, you guys. I don't know if you're not paying attention to it. It's in your workplace. You cannot be too. It's in your homes. It's everywhere. You cannot be too busy to not take the time to see what's going on and and fix what's in your household. You have to start at home.
Amen.
That's with your mates, whether or not it's communication on whatever the deal is, whether or not it's your children. Then you could go to your workplace, your environments, but you cannot be too busy. We're too busy. We have to calm down. We have to slow down because we're losing them.
Yep.
It's either they're gonna die from gun violence or police brutality. Suicide is really is very high in our community.
Yep.
And social media has a lot to do with that. We're letting social media raise our children.
Yep.
But either they're gonna die from suicide, police brutality, gun violence, or they're gonna be locked up. And they're gonna be locked up, and they're gonna either stay in there forever, or they're gonna die or die. Like, that's just the reality of it. We can't keep trying to play like we're always victims of something. We're our own problem. We got to stand up together, and we have to fix us. Fix your home. Fix your home if you want to save your children.
Baby, this is coming from a mama of one child. A mama that literally birthed one child.
One child, yep.
It was not taken out by the streets. Was taken out by the police, the law. And she's sitting up here dropping gems like crazy. I'm telling y'all, open up your ears. Listen. Even if it ain't your child, but it's your grandchild.
That's right.
Because you up in age watching PGT Top. I don't know. But even if it's your grandchild, or your homegirl across the street, homegirl down the street.
Whoever child.
Daughter. Whoever.
That's right.
Pay attention.
That's right.
One thing that Ashley said at the beginning of the show, and here we are almost 3 hours in. One thing she said was, my son taught, if I ain't learned nothing else through this process, she said, my son done came back and taught her patience. That's what stuck out to me. And why did that stick out to me? It's because I don't know Ashley. I met Ashley at the event, but I don't know Ashley like that. But the vibe that I get, the spirit of Ashley, all of that, you with my son one time, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna give you an opportunity to give me an explanation or nothing. Just know, you fuck with my child, you're out of here. But Ashley didn't have a choice. She didn't have a choice but to be patient.
That's it.
If she tried any other thing, baby, Ashley would not be here right now.
Wouldn't be here. Wouldn't get justice. I mean, of course, I could go crash out. You know, that's what the kids say, and go do some stupid shit. But who gonna have my son back? Who gonna see that these officers get charged? Who gonna see that we make a change for the future? Who's gonna protect my nephew from this happening to him? Who's gonna protect my best friend's son? You know, like, I feel like even though my son is gone, I feel like a lot of the children that we're looking at, these are the new modern day martyrs. And we have to look at them like that. We're not going to see the same type of civil rights activists or martyrs that we saw in the past. This is modern day, you guys. So it's going to look different. They're going to be our children who's going to teach us the way. They're going to teach us how to do things, but we got to listen. We have to listen. And to listen, you have to take your time. You have to have some sense of patience. You have to have some sense of empathy. You have to have a sense of understanding. There's a lot that come with it. A lot of things they tried to teach us from back in the day that just went over our head. I am learning it now through my deceased son. He is he is teaching me way more than I taught him in the 20 years that he was living.
Damn.
So I'm not only grieving my son, but I am also proud of my son.
Yeah.
I am also going to continue his legacy, because if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. Bullets don't have no name on it. Police don't pick and choose who they're going to pick on today. They just do it. It just happens. It's the way it works. But then I also had to tell myself in the grieving process is that we're all on borrowed time.
Yes.
Everybody has an expiration date. And I feel like my son, even though he died at 20, he lived up to whatever he was supposed to do. And it was his time to go.
Yeah.
Now, what do we say about people who are here at 40, 50, 60, and we still on our mission? But then you see 2 and 3-year-olds who leave this earth because they've completed their mission.
Yep.
So there's so many different ways that we can look at this and in a new light, where that death is just not all sad, that we can actually celebrate life. He became one of my ancestors, and that is one of the biggest and most important role that he could have taken at 20 years old. So I'm proud of my son. I hurt the way he left. I do. It hurt because I don't want him to feel that pain. But I think that the ancestors, and I think that he was so well protected, that if you look at my son's eyes when he laid there that night, it looked like peace. He didn't look under distress. So I don't know what it felt like. I don't know what was going through his head, but he didn't look stressed out. When his arms left and that spirit left his body at that time, he looked like he was okay.
I had a mom that came on PGT time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, her daughter died through gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, through domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she kept telling her daughter, if you don't get away from him, he's going to kill you. She said she told her that within days of her dying. And another thing that you said that stuck out to me was, you said when he was running, you said he thought that's what mama was talking about. This is why I gotta let her know where I'm going at my time. This is why I need to let her know something. It instantly reminded me of that mother.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I told her. And she may not, let me make this clear. It may not have been a show that she was on. I can't remember right now. She could have been on and she wasn't on, but I saw so many clips, Ashley. Sometimes I get confused. But I know I showed something where a mother said, I told her, he's going to kill you. Get away from him. Leave him alone. And she literally said, I know when he was doing whatever he was doing to her, when she was taking her last breath, she said, I know my baby was saying.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You remember that, Jason?
I do remember that story. Yeah.
So don't nobody think I'm lying.
No. Yeah, it was her boyfriend at a motel. He beat her up at the motel.
Was that here? She came on the show, or was
the mother came on? Yeah, the mother came on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. She was telling her, that because they had a domestic violence a couple days before, but then the friend or someone else got her to come to the hotel. And when she came to the hotel, the boyfriend was in there, and then he just gave her the business.
But the mother said, I
told you that the day before. Yeah, he's like, I told you.
The day before,
yep.
The day before.
I remember that.
I told her. She said, and I know she couldn't help but to think at that time that my mama told me.
Yeah.
But Ashley, I don't know if I told that mother this or not, but I'm going to tell you. Don't let that just sink and drown in your mind.
I'm past it.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm not gonna say that I'm passive. Of course, I'm not passive, but I don't let it bother me. Because like I say, I have I have come to the place in my mind and in my heart and my soul that we're on borrowed time, and that's what actually has kept me pushing forward. Is that and not only that, God said that and for the ones that don't believe in God, that's I don't mean to offend anybody, but he also said that he ain't yours, he mine.
Yeah.
And so we have to understand that they were only given to us for a time, for a moment, to get us through whatever we needed to get through. And Jalen probably saved me from no telling what I probably was gonna walk through when I was 17. So that's why I say I'm very grateful for my child. Like,
amen.
So yes, I didn't want it to happen like that, but it did. I'm fighting for justice for him. I'm fighting for justice for everybody. We have those mental town halls, the mental health town halls every Friday that people can join. From my Facebook page. It's Ashley McKenzie. And I'm telling you, mental health is so important. A lot of people don't believe in seeing a therapist. If you don't want to go see a therapist, go to a grief circle.
They got them.
Go to something. Because I see a big difference in the way I process things when I'm able to talk to somebody that there's no judgment.
Ashley, do you know of a grief group that's for people that's from all over, basically?
Yeah, there are lots of grief circles. It just kind of depends. This is what I say when it comes to a grief circle. You have to. What are the three most important things to you? Do you want to be in a grief circle that's only focused for maybe your nationality, your ethnicity? Do you want to be in a grief circle that has a little bit of everybody in it? Do you want a grief circle that may be a younger generation or older generation? Do you want a grief circle that may have more of a holistic health care, which is like a mind, body, and soul? So what? Because when you figure out what things are important to you, then you have a tendency to take it serious and stay. If you just join any grief circle just because you have access to it, if it's not a good fit, you're not gonna stay. And you're not gonna get over whatever you're dealing with for you to be able to grow.
Yeah.
So whatever those top 3 things that you're looking for that will help you mentally to be able to stay focused or get your job done or help you get up and cook that day or walk that dog, whatever you need to get through your day, whatever those 3 things look like, those are the grief circles you need to look for. Because there are lots of them. Find a niche, find something that's gonna fit for your lifestyle. Me, I like holistic stuff. So I would where they talking about oils and baths and things like that.
Yeah.
Because that's more the style that I like. But some people may not like that. They may want more of American style, which could be the book way. So there's so many different things you look at when you do that if you don't want to join therapy with a traditional therapist. You have Reiki healing. You have your chakras that you can work on that can be balancing. They have a thing called Calm app that has been amazing. And in that Calm app, you have meditation in there. They have like the exercise in there. There's so many different things, apps, programs that you can get the mental help that you need without having to be like, oh, I want to go to traditional style. You don't necessarily have to do that. But if it works,
Girl, we're going to have to connect on this. So, because like I told you, I got families from all over the United States. So just imagine that not only are they from all over the United States, but they all have different mind frames.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we can connect just as well on, where you can help me to where I can show these other moms, like, look, you have other options. You have other places that you can go through.
Yeah.
Sisters, brothers, because siblings are very important too which is what we advocate for just as well, the siblings. Because people
Oh
forget about
wow,
them.
they do, they do. So we have a town hall that's just for siblings and children. Next week, next Friday,
Next
because
Friday.
they're
What
always left
time?
out. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that'll be all about siblings, all about the children. Parents, if you need help with trying to understand and identify triggers for your children,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good town hall to join. Because children grieve differently, and children are just as stressed out as we are.
Can
Like
I
for
bring
real.
PGT time to the town hall?
Yeah.
As on camera video?
Mhm.
Okay, y'all. Me and Ashley gonna get together. We supposed to be getting together anyways tomorrow. It ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with y'all watching right now. But we getting together tomorrow anyway. So Ashley, that's another thing that I want to put on our to-do list.
Okay.
For us to talk about that, because I can bring Peachy Tea Time, the viewers, all of that, and
Mhm.
set it up to where they can actually hear and see everything that's going on. And I'll be there at 7. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Most
Drop
definitely.
these kids off to my mama's, and
Okay.
I'll be there. Look out.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. Grief is really important. It is what actually controls us, and we don't understand how grief works because we all have some type of trauma. Whether or not it's childhood trauma, or whatever the case. We have all unfinished business that affects our daily lives, affects the way we deal with our relationships, our work life, our children. Like me
Mm.
being so protective of my son, not knowing that I had separation issues, which is why I didn't want Jalen away from me. And that's because my father died when I was younger. And so I didn't want him to leave me. And then look what happened. He still left me. Not by choice,
Yeah.
but that's what trauma can do to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, we have learned a lot tonight. We have came to the end of the show. I love Ashley.
Oh, thank you.
Ashley, I love you. I do. I am not afraid to say right here on PCT Time, it's gonna go further than tonight.
Thank
It's
you.
gonna go further. Y'all just don't know some of the things that Ashley is doing out here in the community. Y'all just heard her story, her son's story, and what's been going on. But Ashley is out here, boots on the ground, doing her thing.
I
One
try,
thing
y'all. I try.
whatever. She is out here doing her thing. One thing that I remember is the online or social media. I would say online. The online art museum
Yeah, yeah,
that you have
yeah,
going on. And I listened. I listened. I'm like, okay, I like this. It's online. It's doing. She added people. It was the young lady that came with me. Every time I have one of these big events and stuff, I try to bring one of the families. If not 2, 3, 4, I always bring one where they can come with me. To see that I'm
Mhm,
out here
mhm,
doing these things, getting awarded, all of that. But I
mhm,
want them to come too. And one
mhm.
of the young ladies came with me to the event.
Yeah,
And
Romello went. Romello.
Romello, yep,
Yeah,
Romello,
yeah. I,
Romello
I I
her.
know I see a lot of people, meet a lot of people, but they have like all these faces, all these names have become like family to me. So
Yes. And when I tell y'all, Romello birthday, I believe it was, either birthday or death date was coming up.
it was his birthday.
Birthday. And Ashley was like, oh, we can get him in there. Don't worry about it. We can get them right on the art museum. And like again, it's an online art museum. She got them on there, and baby, when I tell you that inspired me,
Well, thank you.
that inspired me. Not that you got them on there so quickly, but the museum itself.
Yeah, yeah.
That was something big and it inspired me.
We have
So
over 200 plus people in that museum. So
exactly.
there's three different museums. So like depending on what state the person transition in, then that's what museum they would be in. So yeah.
Well, I got something big coming up.
Okay.
I got something big coming up, very, very big. I'm excited about it. I've been keeping it on the hush hush.
Okay. You got to
But
kind of do that in this movement.
I've been keeping it on the hush hush. But I told Ashley, I said, Ashley, I want you to be part of it. Here on PGT Time, I want to tell you right now, I was inspired by
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
So when you see what I came up with just now, I was inspired by you.
Well, thank you so much.
Before
That's
I
all
reached
that
out to
matters.
you and
Is
said,
that we
"Hey, do you want to
inspire each
come on the show?"
other.
I was inspired by you. So
Awesome. Okay.
again, this is not the last time that you guys are going to hear from Ashley. You're gonna hear so much more from her. But Ashley, we came to the end of the show. I am gonna play the tribute video one more again.
Okay.
I do ask that you stay on for like 2 or
Yeah.
3 seconds
Mm-hmm.
after I end the broadcast.
Okay.
But there is one thing that I didn't tell you.
Okay.
I never tell my guest
Mm-hmm.
until the end.
Okay. Okay.
You
So I
end
gotta
the
wait.
show. You
I
end
will.
the,
Huh?
you end the show on PGT Time.
What you mean I'm in the show?
You're going to end the show tonight.
I'm going to end the show?
Yes, don't worry. Don't worry. Because I'm
End
going
the
to
show.
ask you a question.
Okay.
All you got to do is answer it. And then you're going to put that church finger up to
Okay.
let me know that you're done with
Okay.
what you going to say.
Okay.
Now, if you don't
Okay.
put that church finger up,
Then we not done.
you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, why Miss Peachy has not taken me off?
Got it. Okay, so it's the church finger. Does it matter which hand?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta
I
keep.
think I
gotta
can handle
put that
that.
finger up.
Jason, don't come laughing at me. You know you already know how I am. We already done linked up before we even went on air. So you know I ain't got it all up there. You know that.
She said, "Which hand?"
I'm telling you, Ashley, you will sit your ass up there, and ain't nobody gonna be up there but you, cause we coming down.
Okay, yeah. No, when I would not be here by myself. So I'm
So
gonna
I'm
get
gonna
the
need you to
hand.
put that church finger up.
Yep. Here we go. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Hold
got
on. We got. Hold on. We got a comment. It says, "Hi, Miss Peachy. I'm Tori. I'm from Memphis. Miss Ashley, my deepest condolences.
Thank you.
My first time here. I hit the like button and I'm going to subscribe."
Awesome.
Thank
Welcome,
you,
Tori. This is not my platform, but I'm gonna welcome you anyway because I feel like we're family.
That
Since
part.
I'm connected to Memphis now. Right.
But yeah, so we are at the end of the show. Okay. I thank you so much. But I gotta Jason gotta say his spiel. Just like Jason had to say his spiel at the beginning, he gotta say his spiel at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to say again, thank you for being here, Ashley. We love you and we appreciate you. I know you made it look easy, but I know it's not easy reopening. These kind of wounds. It seemed like it doesn't hurt as much to you anymore. But there's so much fight in you, and I think that's what drives it. And I love it, and I love seeing it on you. We appreciate you being here and doing what you did today. This is the wildest story I've heard. I promise to you, I swear I just watched this movie like a day ago. Like, you know what I mean? But this ain't a movie, and that's the craziest part about it.
Right.
And I pray and know that you will get justice. And whether it's not from a law standpoint, it's from our Heavenly Father. He will lay down the law. and give what is rightfully due to and upon what's out there, what's had to be done. You feel me? But with that, we leave you with this, man. Continue to be your absolute best, because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When we do all three of those, we're in our alpha state. Stay primal and get after it. Last but not least, protect your peace and drink water. Protect your peace and drink water. Like my big brother TJ will always say, whatever you do, make sure you do it big. God is our benevolent Father. He does not mess up on anything. Perfection is only requested from his side, not ours. So once given your all and your blessings, and that you believe in everything that he has done for, to, and and given to you, all will rest be written. And with that, I'm out of here, and I love you guys. Peace.
That sound like that came from chat. You ain't write that. I'm just saying that's so
It did not come
ChatGPT.
from
That was like way too perfect. You ain't write that.
It did not come from
Okay,
ChatGPT.
I
Yes,
see
this
you.
all came from Jason and his cousin TJ. I
All
ain't never
right.
met
Well, thank you,
TJ,
cousin
but it
TJ.
came
We
from his
love the
cousin
message.
TJ.
You and Jason.
I told Jason when I heard that, I said, Jason, you gotta say that on every show.
Yes. That
Drink
was
your
good.
water, keep your peace.
That's right.
I ain't say it right in the right order, but that's what Jason
That's
said.
what. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ashley, I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I'm so happy you here in the A.
Yeah,
Look, let me
born and
rephrase that.
raised. I ain't going nowhere.
Let me rephrase that. I'm so happy I'm in the A
Yeah.
to join you. To join you. But baby, we about to do some things. Okay.
This is
We are
exciting.
about to do some things, some really, really big things. Jason, if you could stay on just for a couple seconds after we end the broadcast, because I know Jason got a couple things he got to say to Ashley too.
I don't want to hear no foolishness, Jason, because we.
I'm on your team, Jason. I love you like a brother, but women come first, and I am a woman, and I got to be on the woman's side. So, Jason, it's gonna be me and Ashley on your ass.
I'm
Okay?
trying. We don't want to hear none of that. None of
We don't
that.
want to get none of that.
None of that.
But no, Ashley, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for trusting me.
Yes,
With
you did this.
Jalen's story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. But like I said, you're gonna end the show tonight.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm gonna give you a question. All you gotta do is answer
Okay.
and put that church finger up.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's go.
Now, don't forget, y'all. Please make sure you tune in on Friday. I know we've been gone for the last couple Fridays, but baby, we are back in effect on this Friday. Me and my husband, we will be talking about love and relationships, baby, as always. But of course, I gotta throw some crime in there just as well. You don't know who done killed their husband or who done killed their wife. Okay? Some of them done took out the whole goddamn family. But don't worry about it. I got the whole details on it. We got the whole details on it. So make sure y'all tune in on Friday. I got y'all. We are here. We are back in full effect. Okay. I know y'all miss me. I know y'all miss Poolie, but baby, don't even worry about it. We are here. Now, Ashley.
Yes.
Ashley.
I'm here.
You break it down on PGT time, baby. We get to the nitty gritty.
All right, well, let's go.
Okay. So I got to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the viewers out there that's watching, the people that ain't watched it yet, but they're gonna watch it tomorrow and the extra day because the show ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be on PCT time. It's gonna be on all my platforms. It ain't going nowhere. I ain't deleting it, nothing.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I gotta ask this question.
Yes.
And that I would like for you to answer.
Okay.
Your son was murdered. We call it like it is. We ain't gonna say passed away.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna say that. Your son was murdered in a whole nother different state.
Yes.
By police officers who are supposed to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
if you can say, if this was your last opportunity, even though I believe deep in my heart, God is going to grant you the opportunity to say what you want to say to these officers.
Mhm.
But if for some apparent reason, God say, nah. But Miss Peachy say, yes. You say whatever you want to say to these officers that took your baby's life, your only child, your only son. Like, you can say one thing to them to where it's not fuck you, y'all ain't shit.
Yeah, no, I don't have
But
that to say.
just yes.
I
What
would
would it be?
say
Hold on.
okay.
She ready.
Okay.
She ready. Y'all. I've been waiting a long time for this damn shit. Yes, this is what I want to damn say. So hold on. I also would like for you, if you want to, if you want to go onto other platforms, you want people to be like, oh, I really enjoyed this. I want to bring it on my platform. Please let people know where they can find you at, just as
Okay.
well.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
choice.
Mhm.
If she tell y'all, where you can find her at, and you forget, reach out to me. I'll let you know. And because I'm finna pull myself down. But if I pull myself down and Ashley say, I don't want to go on shit else, I am satisfied with Peach Tea Time. It is what it is. Even though I'm going to encourage her to go on everybody's platform if you can, because it's about spreading the
It
awareness
really is.
and
Yeah.
keeping Jalen's name alive. So if she decide that she don't want to go on other people's platform, don't reach out to me because it ain't going down. Okay? Don't do it. But until then, baby, until then, reach out to me if she say yes. Ashley, if you could stay on for a couple minutes, at least a couple seconds after the show, after the broadcast end, I just want to talk to you for a couple seconds.
Sure.
Here we go. I see you guys on Friday. Bye. Mwah.
All right. So I want to say to the officers that took my son's life is that I'm praying for you. I can't imagine the pain that you may feel. I want you to come out and tell the truth. And just think about your children, if you are a father or your brother or another sibling, and their life was taken so tragically, like my son. I want you to wear my shoes. And again, I'm praying for you. I pray that you come out and tell the truth. I'm not mad anymore. I'm just hoping that you can be the change that the world needs. Let it stop with you. Oh, and you can reach me for anybody that want me. It's Ashley McKenzie on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to get more information about Jalen's case.
We had our memories. We had our time together. It's hard that I can't see you now. See you face to face. But I know you in the sky looking down. But it's still hard to take. That you're not here physically. Yeah, it gets emotional sometimes. Yeah, it gets hard because you're not here and you're gone away. Up in the sky somewhere. I hope we meet again. I hope I see my love again. Yeah, it gets so difficult to know you're not here. And oftentimes I cry to sleep in tears. But I hope I'll be up there one day. One day. To see your face again. I know you're in a better place. once again.